What's happening, everybody, and welcome back to the True Gamer Podcast, a podcast hosted by two gamers for you, the true gamers. I'm one of your hosts, Eddie, along with my bro, the inverted gamer himself, Sheps. How's it going, bro?
It's going good. I'm really excited for this.
It's exciting because we've got a lot of cool stuff to talk about. I mean, you remember like last week what we did was like, oh, there's a ton of cool stuff to talk about. Don't know if this show's going to go on for too long, and we spoke a lot about God of War as well. I thought that was going to be the highlight for a while.
Yeah.
And then immediately afterwards, everyone's just like, vomit all of the gaming news, all of the gaming announcements, and today we've got a massive show as well.
We do. There's one company in particular that just is not good at not making money.
I was going to say, I think they actually said, guys, we've had enough. We're not going to make any more money. We've decided we're not that kind of company anymore. Yeah. And then they tripped and fell into billions of dollars.
Yeah, they accidentally pivoted from making games into just printing.
Yes,
a yen in this case.
They're just a mint. That's what they are.
They're just a mint. That's it.
But anyway, bro, how are you doing today?
Yeah, man, I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Yeah, I'm not doing good.
Okay.
Normally this is the point of the podcast where we go, hey bro, what have you been playing and stuff like that and shit like that. But I'm going to just push that to the side because I've got some beef.
Okay.
I've got some beef with one James Welford, one LazerzZ HD, one GamerVids.
GamerVids is Wames Gelford.
My apologies, Wames Gelford.
That's right.
This motherfucker. I didn't say the full word.
No, you didn't.
Mofo right there.
Yeah. This frecker.
On the last Four Pillars podcast, which no one should click the link in the description to go to subscribe and like and stuff like that.
Yes.
He was talking about the state of play, which we are going to do on this podcast and whatnot. And one game in particular was stuck out. Okay. The game that we're both looking forward to, Kena Bridge of Spirits.
I already know what you're going to say. I'm triggered.
And this mother trucker,
this piece of shit,
he comes out and he's like, oh, guys, and he's correcting everybody else on that podcast, telling them how to pronounce this name. And he's out there pronouncing it as Kena Bridge of Spirits.
It's unacceptable.
And I don't know what planet he's living on, why he feels like he has the authority to do this sort of stuff, the audacity even to name things like that. Are you illiterate, sir? Are you a moron? I swear to I swear to step Jesus, okay? That I will not stand for this.
I love the idea of you calling someone out for being illiterate.
That's the good part of it, isn't it? I went on Twitter afterwards. I was like, bro, how are you saying this? This is ridiculous. It's spelled Kena.
Kena.
Not that hard. Not that hard at all. And he's just like, No. In my mind, it's spelled K. I'm just going to delete the E.
Y.
Exactly. A-Y-Y-N-A. Kena.
They've actually said it multiple times in the video. It's Kena.
Exactly.
They've said it multiple times in every video.
And I'm like, this guy.
And the people that introduce it, Kena, Bridge of Spirits.
And everybody on Twitter immediately jumped to our side as well.
Well, of course. We only have good takes. We're known for it, especially me.
It was like, James, you're a fucking moron. How could you even think that? Why are you saying it like this? Why are you retarded? And then he just immediately went silent to hope that it would be blown under. But I brought it up here, sir, so no one can avoid it, okay? Yes. Shut up, you idiot. But anyway, I needed to get that off of my chest because it was quite bad. It was quite bad.
I saw the audio clip in particular because I think I must have missed it at the time. Mm-hmm. When you just hear that, triggered. Yeah. I never understood the triggered thing before until I heard him say it that way. Not okay. What's
worse as well is that somebody linked the video, or how they say it in the video, whatnot, and he makes a screen recorded moment of it.
He's like, I'm hearing the same thing.
He puts he says it, he goes, oh, it's a Kena Bridge of Spirits, and then he hits the video below and it's like Kena Bridge of Spirits, and he's like, it sounds the same. I'm like, no, it isn't.
It's just that.
No.
That Incredibles meme, just like, game is game.
Oh god, it got me heated. I need to get out. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to bring it out here. Thank you very much.
Of course. Talking about people that make us heated.
Yes.
This show and all of our content across both of our channels, and even on the FPN where we have the flagship show
Yes.
is brought to you by the incredible Super Bros over on patreon.com/conversations. Who do we have to thank?
We have Diogo Dildo, Isak the Ultimate Cumsock, Carol Torivia, aka Casper the Friendly Patron, Record Friction, Dan the Man, Jeremy Renner, that's right, an official Avenger, Martin Scorsese's Master H Bars 12, the Midget Aloy from Smallville Sabine, the former freeloader Christian, Master Chief himself, Albiscori, Super Sus Ben Fryer, who is a clone of Eddie, the Star Wars Encyclopedia Adam Sunling, and Raj Vandalin, who has a plan, guys. You just need to follow him for one more job. That's who it is. Thank you, bro, so much for keeping the lights, the mics on, and the gaming going here at Combro Plations.
Right.
It's a brand new one of our super patrons right there. Thank you so much for supporting us, mate. So, bro, have you actually been playing anything?
What have I been playing?
It's been a busy week for us, especially.
It's been pretty busy.
Yeah.
I have been. I restarted Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay.
On the PS5.
Right.
But I haven't got very far in it. It's one of those weird ones where like I wanna.
I was gonna say, did you get distracted by something?
I may have been distracted by a couple of things. The thing is, I forgot how much grinding I did to get, like, you go to all the little bath, the hot springs, and do all the bamboo. Actually, the bamboo strikes I'm looking forward to. But I came back into it, forgot how far back I was from when I left the game. And I'm like, man, I really want to just be an awesome samurai already.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna replay that. And I did download. I haven't actually downloaded them, but I put them in my list. A lot of stuff that's on the PSN.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
because I think this month is like Final Fantasy 7 and a couple of other games and stuff like that.
So that's my actual big conflict in gaming.
Yeah,
is I will have two. One, although I'm not very good at following main storylines, as we may have established once or twice.
Never knew that.
I do like to finish games. I don't care to platinum them, but I do like to finish. I like to do one thing and then another. Right?
You play games for fun. What a
right,
loser! What a loser!
Dig in. And so I need to finish Cyberpunk. It's like first on my list, but can't seem to get around to it.
I'm in the exact same boat, and do you know what? I do love a lot about Cyberpunk.
I really enjoyed it. Every time I play it, I enjoy it.
The acting and whatnot in it, the lines, the narrative seems to be really cool.
The weird thing is, I also want to go back and replay it.
Yeah,
but I can't seem to finish it. It's a very strange situation to be in.
It really hurts as well because don't get me wrong, everyone was excited for Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
But I feel I can only obviously look at my own excitement and be like, I was so excited for Cyberpunk. And the fact that I can't pick it up again is just like so demoralizing.
I think I might wait a year.
Yeah.
Come back, not finish it, and replay it from the beginning, doing everything different.
Yeah.
In a year's time when it works.
I mean, to be honest, that's
I'm not getting rid of it. I like it.
That's what a lot of people are doing. They're saying like, "I'll come back when the PS5 patch is out or something like that." And honestly, before I was like, I don't understand how you can wait. I don't understand. But now we know how the games turn out. Yeah. Now I fully understand.
I think I'm gonna probably do that. So I'm conflicted. I actually wanted to ask your opinion on the show. Final Fantasy 7 R, the remake. I've played the original. The OG, if you will. It's not my favorite. It's my third favorite Final Fantasy. I think it goes 9, 10,
You heard
7.
that, Jess? He said it's shit. And
direct quote.
Zahir,
come at me.
I'm just saying, Zahir, you support this guy. This is the guy that you're like, oh, I'm gonna follow Sheps' takes. Final Fantasy.
7 is brilliant, but I vibed with 9 and 10 a little bit better. That's all. But I did like 7. It's great. It's a cult hit. But it's not a cult hit. Like, it's a mainstream cult hit. Like, everybody's super passionate about it. You knew of Final Fantasy 7. You'd heard of it. You know the memes about it.
I knew about Final Fantasy. I didn't know about Final Fantasy.
Okay.
To me, it was all a blur of numbers. I was like, I don't know which one's which.
Yeah.
Is there a 1, 2, 3, 5 system, or is it just anything?
I also think it's because, and I'm not 100% sure on this, but I believe 7 is like the first jump into like next gen. Where prior to that, you remember the old GTA games? It was like top down, really like Game Boy graphics.
Yeah.
I think 7. Maybe 6, but I think 7 was the first time where you were like in a 3D world moving a person around. That's one of the reasons it's so iconic.
Okay,
it's kind of like the first next gen title.
And I guess it's easier to remake that than go from Pac-Man to this.
Exactly. So it's largely regarded to be like the best Final Fantasy, potentially the best game, brilliant story, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I did like 7. And 7 Remake, I mean, it looks incredible. Very different, but it looks incredible. I'm really conflicted because I know it isn't the same. And it's not the same game. But it's also the right price for me, which is completely free.
Completely free. That's a good price point.
It's
very attractive. Maybe, I don't know.
Right. So it's in the library. I just don't know if I'm going to play it.
There is actually a little bit of a controversy to do with that. I'll bring it up here because it's just come up so naturally. I was speaking to the guys in... There you go. That's and I like how you did that when I'm talking, which is just great. You wouldn't say, hold on a second.
We're in ASMR channel.
Exactly. That's what we are now, guys. If you want to hear more about this ASMR, you can just hear me rub my beard on the...
Oh, God, don't do that. I did hear that a few times. Also, when I do this, you can hear like the sandpaper. Yeah. But just to let you know, that's exactly my view on your gaming opinions.
Lovely. So you're the one with the terrible gaming opinions giving me shit. That's irony right there.
What's the controversy?
So the controversy is that it's not really controversy. It's hard.
No,
it's weird.
Good enough.
They
put Final Fantasy VII controversy on the title.
That's the title of the video, guys. You've seen it now. So Final Fantasy VII is free now on PS Plus for everyone who has a PS Plus subscription for the month of March.
Yeah.
However, they did announce in the last State of Play that there was going to be a Final Fantasy VII PS5 version upgrade, which is going to be free for everyone who has Final Fantasy VII on PS4.
I actually have heard about this, yeah.
However, if you claim the free version on PlayStation Plus, you are not eligible for that free upgrade.
Yeah, even if you have the disc.
If you have the disc, I think it's...
the way I heard it...
Let me tell the whole thing first. Shut up. God damn it. I'm going to turn down your mic. Hold on a second. I'm turning down... Anyway, apparently you have to buy the game in order to get that version. They haven't mentioned if there's any sort of upgrade path, whereas like later on, if you have the one off of PS Plus, then you can pay $15 or whatever it is and get the PS5 version. So right now, the story is if you want to have the PS5 version, go get a pre-owned copy of Final Fantasy Remake, and then you get the upgrade for free. That's the story is. And people are kind of salty about it, but you're being given it for free, so I kind of get it, but it's a bit annoying. I
actually kind of get it because you're asking devs, even Square Enix, who are huge, to put in on sexual work for no benefit really. Unless you're thinking about like long-term plays, like then they buy the next one, but this isn't the next one. This is Final Fantasy VII. This is the cash cow.
Yeah.
The way I heard it was if you have the disc, but you've downloaded the digital version off the PSN because like you just didn't put your PS4 disc in, all your PlayStation sees is that, and it won't give you the thing. That's the controversy.
That's annoying.
Yeah. So if you have the disc, do not get the digital version. Insert your disc.
Because I've done that before where I'm like, if I download it, it's just more convenient and whatnot. Wow. Okay. That's really annoying.
That's the controversy.
Really annoying.
I believe, yeah.
But, I hope that... I wish they would have announced something. Like, I don't know if this is the plan. They may still do it where they go, okay, there's an upgrade path. You can pay $10, $15, and you get the PS5 version when it comes out. But they haven't announced it. So it's just in this limbo moment where it's like, well, I don't want to claim this one then because I've got a shiny new PS5. I might want to play it there.
It would make sense as well to give you the upgrade path because let's say it was me and I started playing it and it reminded me how much I love Final Fantasy, which I don't know if this is the game for that, for me, but let's say it is. And I got it for free. So for $15 to suddenly have it for the PS5. Yeah, I'd do that definitely, and you're getting $15 that you wouldn't have got any other way.
Exactly.
Because I wasn't going to buy it, but I'm only playing because it came to me free. Even though I get it, it's probably a mistake, Josh. Shut up, stop. I get it. All right. I see your comments. By the way, I figured out for you comments that way, for me comments that way, because we're back to front, aren't we? Comments over here for me.
I think you need to point towards this way.
They're over there. I'm telling you.
Anyway, you do it, and then we'll see in the edit.
I'm telling you. Watch me be completely wrong.
It's like, wait, it's all the way over there.
What?
Where is it? It's over there somewhere.
Anyway, what are you playing at the minute?
I wanted to play one game so I could give my opinions on this, but I didn't have the time for it. I downloaded the Outriders demo. It's a new game that's out. Everyone
I know,
so strange, right? Everyone criticized this game when it first the trailer popped because it looked so generic. There was nothing special about it, and I was like, yeah. But then a demo came out, and I was like, well, I might as well check out the demo then. I mean, it's free. Why not play it? I've downloaded it, haven't tried it yet, and I've seen a few people talk about it. Apparently, it's quite cool, but I have no idea. What I have been playing. Are you checking the trailer out now?
I just Googled it, and it's the first 10 reasons why you need to play Outriders.
Oh, there we go. It sounds like a video that Joe would make.
Definitely.
Yeah. It does sound like that.
Oh, it looks pretty good.
It's okay, right? There was some generic feel to the trailer, but
kind of Destiny-like.
Yeah. It didn't seem like it was at all like its own thing. It just seemed like it pulled from everything. Anyway, I downloaded it. Didn't have time to play that. But do you know what I have had time to play?
Go on. More God of War.
The Order 1886. So I went back to playing this. What? That face was just sort of like a sigh of like, oh my God, why?
It's very pretty.
Yes.
That's it.
But hold on. What? So first of all, I disagree with that. But why was the face when I said it though?
Because that game triggers me.
Does it? Okay.
That game is so disappointing to me because it was so brilliant. For the 7 hours that we had of it.
Yeah.
Right?
It's short.
It's really short. But also, I think like The Last of Us is 9 hours.
Yeah.
So it's almost as long as The Last of Us.
What it was is that the gameplay was 7 hours, but then the story, but then there was like videos in between that made it like 12 and a half.
And it was just cutscenes. It was cutscenes, the game.
Yeah.
And like it was pretty
Hold on. Let me guess what you're going to say for the big thing that you have a problem with, that it was pretty much just a setup to sell a sequel.
Look, yeah, that is a beef that I have of mine, but that wasn't, I was just going to beef out the game as a standalone.
Okay.
Which is that the story is told all through exposition and cutscenes, which is a good way to tell story, but like, let me experience some of the story in the story. We get no resolution about what's going on with like the werewolf thing, and like, give me some meat on the bone. I
do disagree with everything actually you said there.
But it's very, my God, did that game look good.
It's gorgeous.
Oh my God.
The guys at, what was it, Radiant Dawn, they really, out of the bag, just pulled this thing out of nowhere.
I think they could get away now with making a second one.
I think they could. However, they did get sold to Facebook, so I think the chances of it are dead.
It's going to be one of those Facebook, do you remember gang wars and stuff on Facebook?
Oh,
that's how it comes out. That's how the second one comes out.
No.
Just like a text-based game.
Don't ruin it. Anyway, as I was saying, I've been playing the Order 1886 again. 2 reasons why. I do actually really like the game. As I said, the reason why I disagree with you is because I do like the story, and I do like, there are bits that I feel like that you play through the story and you get to experience it. Completely opposite to what you said.
I'm salty because I like the story.
Yeah.
There just isn't anywhere near enough of it. We don't resolve anything. We're left on this awful cliff.
There are some things like that. Like I've said as well, they clearly set up a sequel and whatnot. But anyway, again, fucking let me just say what I'm going to bloody say for once in my goddamn. I'm going to turn down your microphone for the moment. You've got no audio. Okay. So yes, I played the Order 1886. I'm loving it again. However, the real reason why I did it was because I wanted to. Somebody said to me, they were like, oh, I think I posted a GIF or something like that because it was an anniversary. And then someone said to me, it's like, oh man, that was such a cool thing. And I was like, do you know what? I actually started to make a video on why the Order 1886 is the best PlayStation exclusive you probably never played.
Make that video, man. I want to see that.
That's what they said as well. They were like, and I was like, do you know what?
When I can beef you out in the comments, but
when stars align, when it's like something I genuinely enjoy and other people want to see it from me, I get a boost for it. And I was like, let me play the game again and see if I can get those juices flowing. And that's the reason why I did it right there. So yeah, that's what we've been playing.
I like how you normally, Mr. Like, I don't want to play anything old. I want to play something new. And I'm watching this Outriders thing, and it looks, at least from what I'm seeing, it looks okay. You need to play it, but I like how you played a 4-year-old game.
I think it was 2014, something like that.
So
14 or 15, one of those ones.
5 or 6 years old game. Instead of this brand new thing, Mr. I only like to play new stuff.
Yeah, it's true. I do say like I don't like to go back, but maybe it was the God of War thing, the God of War replay that I was like, do you know what? Let me go back and play a game that I like.
I feel like God of War is entirely timeless.
It is, yes.
So that's like it's a standard. It doesn't count. Same with like The Last of Us or The Witcher. They don't count. You can go back and play them anytime, anywhere. Yeah. You're never going to be Pokemon. Never going to be wrong to play Pokemon.
That's something as well. I could easily pick up like a Game Boy, a DS, or whatever it might be, Advanced, something like that, and just go bang out a whole session. I dug out
my old Game Boy Color with the see-through purple.
Ooh, yeah.
Still works.
Was that nostalgic as frick?
A little bit of me wants to play Pokemon, but I just don't. If I ever get my stream set up, I just don't see how playing Pokemon.
Well, speaking of Pokemon, that's one of today's topics where we're going to be talking about the Nintendo Direct that happened in the last week. Yeah. We're also going to be talking about the State of Play that happened in the last week. There wasn't too much to talk about, but we're going to cover some stuff here. And we're going to be talking about one game, Crimson Desert, which when I first saw, I was like, is this a game that could compete with The Witcher 3?
Is it even real?
That's another question to ask.
But before that,
exactly,
this show in particular, the True Gamer podcast, is brought to you specifically by the awkwardly positioned, horribly frick, I forgot what I was going to say. Just they're terrible people. There you go. Over on patreon.com/conversations who support us at the $5 tier and above.
Yes.
Are true gamers. I will beef you out better next time, I swear.
Next time he'll come more prepared. Yeah. This time we're going to be nice for once. You guys, all our true gamers.
I'm letting you off the hook because we had a really good month and our February stream went so well. So I'm letting you off the hook. I didn't forget. I'm being nice.
That's exactly right. Yeah, there you go.
Who do we have to thank?
The true gamers of our community are Jeremy Horde, Sab2557, Raj, Record Friction, Real Kermit Cinema, Diogo, The Weekly Planet Simp, Dan, Catsbacoral, Isak Manny, Duck Nutella, Super Whale Ben, Albiscori, Poopy, De Scoop, Scoop, Didi, Whoop Whoop, De Scoop, De Poop. Nailed that in one. It. Hooded Dude, Benedict Clobbers, Batfan527, Max H, Fishy, Christian0210, The Jackal, Cobra SS, Jack Nicholas, and Joe McCormack. Thank you, true gamers, for keeping the lights and mics on and the gaming going here at Combo Plations, guys.
Yeah,
you guys
just before we get too far into it, I do actually want to quickly say, don't forget anybody at the True Gamer and sometimes above, you have I think it's 15% off for the merch store.
Yes, I will be posting that. I genuinely forgot to do it. I'm so sorry.
Cool, man.
But we're going to be posting that as of the day of recording. So it'll be 2 days ago since you heard it. But you guys get 15% off of everything in our merch store with this exclusive code. Head over to Patreon. Check that out. And if ever you guys want any merch, you can head over there and get that.
Whoa. I think Super Bros, you get 20% off, right? Are we doing the double codes?
I think it was just at $5 and above. I think
okay, cool. Whichever.
You know what? This is the first time we're doing it, so there's going to be some stuff.
I remember we talked about some of the stuff. And lastly, look, we do have this Patreon thing, and if you're not sure and you're new and you're joining us and you think, oh, what's the deal with the Patreon? I don't know if I want to throw $15 at these douchebags. For as little as $1 a month, you do get access to the Patreon room in our Discord, which is the greatest Discord on the internet. Actually, genuinely the coolest place to hang out. I freaking love that Discord.
Yeah.
And you get an exclusive podcast, Conversations podcast, which is like a no holds barred. We'll talk about anything.
Yeah.
And it's not coming up on YouTube, so we don't have to censor frick. We can just say frick.
Yeah, we can just say it. You can say that word.
I would even type the full word frick with the I.
Without the asterisks and anything.
Asterisk out the I. Yeah.
Language.
I know. We get pretty risky.
And for God's sake, what's your language? But guys, you can head over there to patreon.com/conversation to support us. But if you guys don't want to do that, if you guys can't do that, you could always support us by heading over to youtube.com/comboplations where you're watching this now, or head over to podcast services. You can rate us 5 stars over there on Apple Podcasts.
Like the video.
You can like the video. You can interact with us down in the comments. We love it, and it supports the channel and makes it grow. It's all the same to us. Thank you so much for being awesome bros right there.
What's our first topic, man?
I want to jump right into this Crimson Desert video. Okay, so
this video going in hard
straight into it.
Yeah.
So Crimson Desert was a video given to me by our boy Sean in our community. He was like, "Hey bro, check this out," and I was like, "Which by the way, I think every day he sends me like 3 videos to watch and whatnot."
Yeah.
It's almost like homework, but it's good stuff, so I can't even say anything. He sent me the video, and I was like, interesting.
The more you watch it, right?
What? At the beginning, I was like, it's a kind of a fantasy element. Oh, it goes hard into fantasy. It's medieval. This looks really good.
Yeah.
And I got sucked in.
Yeah.
And I said it to you, and I said it to everyone in our Discord server so they could watch it for this episode, and people have written in their thoughts and stuff like that. Give me your impressions of Crimson Desert, and do you think that this could be a Witcher 3 competitor?
So it's going to be linked in the description, or at least on the YouTube, probably, and everything else, so you can watch it for yourselves. If the game comes out like that, absolutely. I mean, I don't know what the story is. I think that's something that people forget about The Witcher, that it isn't just this open world RPG, right? But it has this brilliant father-daughter story with Ciri and Geralt. It's got these incredible romances with both Yennefer and Triss. There is an overarching story that you sort of like complete as you go through it.
Yeah.
And the way the side content, because I don't know if you know, but I actually have done a fair bit of the side content in a lot of these games.
The side content is the only content.
Right, side content is the only content.
We will make a t-shirt of that one day.
I want to make a t-shirt of, have you seen that like fancy image? It's like this giant thing in the shadows and this one cowering guy by a tree. And I want it to be like Sheps, who did all the side content, the first boss. Do you know what I mean? Because that is how it goes. Like I beat all but 2 of the Valkyries before I fought like hardly anything in God of War, you know? Like
the first opportunity you got to fight the Valkyries, you're there.
As soon as I found the first one, I was like, I need to find the rest of these guys. You know?
But the game.
The thing about The Witcher is like that side content, it happens so naturally.
Yeah.
You know, like that's one of the things that I think Cyberpunk failed on, is like it just doesn't feel quite so organic. Ghost of Tsushima did it brilliantly as well. So we don't know what the story is going to be like, but from the way it looks, I mean, it looks fantastic. It looks incredible. I'll be honest, and I hate to be Mr. like downer, but I don't know if that game's coming out with even close to what we saw, because Cyberpunk showed us all this stuff. We didn't get Mantis Blade running, Mantis Blade wall running. We didn't get all that
car
stuff,
customization, all that stuff. Yeah.
So, will the game come out with all that stuff? Don't know. Will it all mesh? Will it look that way? But if it does, it just needs to have a story that isn't shit like that. It's just got to be not shit, and it'll be a banger. It looks great. Also, look. Dragons in the game, sick. Flying a dragon in a game.
That was the bit that took me to like 25.
Flying a dragon in a game in aerial combat. I'm so down.
I was like,
the table's rising.
This is interesting. This looks really good. And then he flies a dragon. I'm like, it's that gif from the it's that gif, so the meme from the, what's the wrestling guy's name? Vince McMahon, is that his name? And his eyes go, I was like, oh Jesus, that's what happened right there.
Look, seriously,
crazy.
You need to check out the trailer, because whether or not this game happens, or happens even close to that, we'll at least have this discussion.
Yes.
And this discussion is going to be brilliant. The trailer looks incredible.
Yes.
It really looks amazing. It reminds me of all the best bits of my favorite games.
Yeah.
Like World of Warcraft, The Witcher, fancy elements of everything, Fable, all of that mixed into one, but in like next gen, everything.
Well, it's funny you say that, because after seeing this, obviously I did a ton of research and whatnot, and I tried to find different trailers than the one that Sean gave us, but Sean's one actually was the best. It was a mashup of 3 trailers put together.
Yeah.
It was a bit weird timing, but you got to see more of everything. So I was like, I'm just going to keep this one and going. And I was like, this is all great. Is this like a PC game? What is this going on and whatnot? And it looks quite technically great.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
A technical marvel almost. Yeah. And sometimes I see the hair physics. I'm like, that looks really good. It must be next gen and whatnot. I go on their official website. It only says PS4, Xbox One, and PC. I joined their Discord server.
Okay.
And their Discord server says we're working on next gen options as well for this game. But there's no confirmation at all what's for that.
I suspect, and I think this is going to be the current move for the next year and a half, maybe 2, depending on supply for the next gen consoles, that everybody develops their game for PS4 or Xbox, not 360 One.
Yeah,
I freaking hate your branding, Microsoft, for previous gen, and they make it look incredible because it's not really intended to run on a PS4. Like it will, not like the way Cyberpunk would run, but like it will run on a PS4. It's intended for the power of the PS5.
Yeah. I think as well the main thing is that with the supply constraints of the PS5 and the Xbox One, Xbox Series X, fucking hell you Microsoft, Xbox Series X and S and whatnot, it's such a bad business move to go, okay, next gen only. As much as we would love it, it's like, okay, make a next gen only game. You've only got 5 million people to possibly buy your game, and the attach rate for normally for games is about 15 to 12%.
Yeah.
So 15 to 12% of 5 million.
I'm really curious.
You're going bankrupt on that money.
I'm really curious to see what happens to Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, at least they have the backing of Sony. At least they have that.
The studio will not lose money.
Yeah.
Right? It will eventually recover its money on a Rift Apart.
Yeah.
And I think as well that Ratchet and Clank, like I've said this before, they don't make bad ones. There's just ones that you prefer over the others.
Yeah.
Sort of like Spyro, if you ever played those games. You don't.
Trophy whore.
You really are as well. I wish we could talk about that, but I have no frame of reference to why you would do it.
One day, either we get a guest on here who is a bit more into trophies, and then we get to all talk together, or people write in about their like trophy stories and whatnot. Then I get to nerd out on trophies, basically.
Because the way I see it, I view you pretty much the same as Ben Modrox.
Yeah.
Who will do just the dumbest stuff, get the stupidest fucking platinums. Like he's trying to platinum Fall Guys. He platinumed Fortnite or something stupid. No, Rocket League.
Rocket League.
Who
I'm actually close to the platinum on the Rocket League as well.
Are you really?
It's just the time one. It's like I have to play X amount of games in order to get the unlocks for the little hats and stuff like that. But it's such a like grind, and it's like I'm like, oh god damn it.
Just you put yourself in the game and walk away and have Isla play with the sticks. You don't get booted out.
Exactly.
What were we talking about?
We were talking
Rift Apart.
Rift Apart, yeah.
As much as I'm worried for it, I do think games need to say, look, we're next gen only. It's important because previous generation is tired. The leaps between generations tend to be quite large. The leap between this generation and last is enormous for like processing power, the way in which the SSDs work,
and also gaming has kind of changed as well.
Game storytelling,
the
level of difference between just like things like shots that are used in games and in the storytelling between if you go back to a game from 2011 and compare it to like Uncharted 4 or The Last of Us 2, it's so different that we've moved on. We do need next gen. We need next gen to become the standard. It's just the current constraints, right? I think the demand's there, just not the supply.
I just wish, see, the other thing, the other companies, because they don't have the backing of Sony or like Microsoft, for example, they just can't take those risks. It's such a huge business risk, and it is likely to not work out. So we're just not going to get it from them, which really sucks.
I also think Ratchet and Clank A Rift Apart is going to cement that idea that for the next few years it needs to be developed for the previous generation, which for right now absolutely makes sense as a business move. It makes sense for the to be actually pro-consumer, right? To give people games that they need. But it's bad for gaming if it doesn't change after 23 or 24. It's going to be really bad for this generation of games. It all rests on Sony, really. If they just need to be able to pump their consoles out, because there are people out there that want to buy them, they just can't. Yeah. So if they can pump out those consoles, get them to get to 50 million as quick as possible, then they'll be like, okay, we can do next gen only. It's viable. It's a viable option. God, I hope they do it. But anyway, back to Crimson Desert. Yes. So when I first saw it, I was obviously, again, blown away, and I loved everything that I saw. And I do get the feeling that there is actually a good story in there based on... I got Witcher vibes from it, because there was those scenes between, like, what looked like a medieval king or something like that, or like and then some mercenaries on the side. And I was like, I'm getting a lot of Witcher vibes. Yeah. And then also there was this one bit, and I don't know what you took from this, but where there was like the pillars, and then he walks in between those two like stone pillars, and then like there was like the reality shifted almost, and then he walks in, and it's almost like it's a boss. Animus. It's almost like it was a boss fight, but I was like, but the architecture in here is nothing like, and I was like, aliens? I was like, is it because we got dragons? We got fancy species. We got aerial combat. We got aliens. They got everything. And I was like, if they could successfully pull off because that's essentially, that could be what magic is to a medieval group of people, right? Explain an iPhone to a caveman. Exactly. It's magic. And like aliens pop down. It's like,
as far as they know, it's just another species of people because they have like trolls and elves and stuff like that. It's just another species. And then they do all of this magic and they're like, well, it's just like the magic everything else that we see. So I was like, if they can somehow
I need my magic wand, and when it's empty, I reload it, you know?
Exactly.
It only does that one killing spell.
And I was like, this is insane. If this can be a compelling story, like you said, and if it actually comes out like this, which apparently it's supposed to come out this year.
I mean, the thing is, we've just found out about it, right? That doesn't mean it wasn't in development for 6 years before.
True.
It's weird because I get a lot of like Skyrim vibes from it.
Mm-hmm.
We get a lot of different games in that niche vibes for this thing. I want it to come out. There's no reason it can't be incredible. There's no reason that just an unknown thing can't be the next thing, right? Functionally, The Witcher 3 did that.
I was going to say.
In fairness, CDPR had been around for a little while. They'd made 2 games before that.
Mm-hmm.
But The Witcher 3, they were pretty much I'd never heard of it, right? And we had our ear to the ground in gaming.
Yeah.
So most people didn't know about it, and it became the standard, right? There's no reason that couldn't happen again. Sucker Punch did it with Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
You know, people know Sucker Punch. Again. They know Infamous, but it was like a mainstream just indie game, an indie dev house, and then they made Ghost of Tsushima like arguably one of the greatest games ever made for a lot of things. The story is not so great, but and that final boss, but like the game.
I never actually hear anyone else have the criticisms that you have. Not that I go out listening for it.
I freaking love that game, by the way.
People just normally say, "Oh, Ghost of Tsushima is just great," but you feel like you have to tack on the little things to be fair. To be fair, that's what you're doing.
It has problems.
Yeah,
right.
You're just being fair. That's what it is.
Yeah, we need to say this stuff. Like, I'm trying to think of another game that's brilliant that has problems, but
you don't have to. We know that. We get the idea what you're saying.
But like, just because I love that game, I love it, but it isn't perfect. Right? Yeah. And I don't want to oversell someone on it. I want to undersell someone on it, but convince them to get it, and then they come back and say, you undersold me. Yeah, it was brilliant, right? Because I cannot say enough good things about like the way system, like the wind, oh my god. The way the island feels alive, oh my god.
So many people are going to copy that now because it's just
it was
so innovative and so great.
Like, look,
so unintrusive and so perfect.
The tagging system in Apex.
Yeah.
I want it to be one of those things. It should be. It was a giant leap forward for immersion in gaming. It was incredible. So incredible. So good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sucker Punch, but I seriously need those 1v1 duels. Right?
I saw your post. Oh god. Was it was it the BAFTA Games Awards and whatnot? You quote tweeted, yeah, but when we're getting 1v1 dual Sucker Punch, come on now, let's talk real.
You're gonna make me do the tweeting every day till I get it thing. I'll do it. The reason I bring it up is because the game is brilliant. It is brilliant, but it has some weak points, and those need to be mentioned. Yeah. Like all things, like it's not perfect. There is no such thing as the perfect. God of War's pretty perfect.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
But the point that you was originally making is that everyone has their start, has their one breakout game, and this could be the breakout game for this studio. And honestly, it set itself up to be that way. Yeah. It does look fantastic, and the only thing that is troubling at the moment is that we haven't heard enough about it.
Yeah, we don't know. It seems like no one's going to know about it.
Exactly. And if nobody knows about it, don't get me wrong, it'll get picked up later, but you could have that initial blowout success if you can get the PR out there.
I mean, that's what happened with Fortnite.
Yeah.
It was a very under the scope, under the radar game.
Because it was that save the world mode first of all, and then
then it pivoted a bit, and that did better. A little bit. But not much. Yeah. You know, and then took a couple people to get it, and then someone, hey, play this game with me, and then Ninja picks it up. And even when Ninja picked up, and Ninja was still the biggest guy, wasn't that big.
Yeah, Ninja was pretty hateable though. No, that's just me. That's just me.
I think it took like 2 years for Fortnite to become like the everybody knows about it. It took 2 years to become an overnight success. You know?
Yeah.
And that's what they say. And but there's no reason that any game can't do it.
Yeah.
You know, Apex Legends, don't get me wrong, it's coming from Respawn. They know exactly what they're doing. Like, Respawn are incredible.
That was a surprise success, that one, because we didn't even know it was happening until it happened, and we was like, oh my god, and this is good? You just came out with this good thing. It's just so strange.
Apex is still, I mean, look, I feel like Fortnite and Apex and stuff is petered off a bit. Like the desperate need to play Battle Royales is leveled out at least. Yeah. But Apex is still like the number 2 or 3 Battle Royale. Fortnite.
I'm going to try and reel us back in because we seem to go off of Trigger all the time.
Simply that, like, just because we haven't heard about it and didn't know about it doesn't mean this game can't be incredible.
Yeah.
My big concern for it is that we saw so much of this and all of it looks incredible.
Yeah.
And that what we get when it comes out, because there's a good chance we're both going to get this. I need to know. We need to know.
Yeah. Do you know what? There was a couple of things that I've learned over the years, and I've picked up out of my like trained eye to like looking games and whatnot, whether or not this is real, whether or not they're just a CG fake and whatnot. Like, when Uncharted 4
were fooled by CDPR.
It was like, this can't run. How does this run? You guys are saying it's coming out. Well, we're going to trust you because you've never failed us before. I don't think
you'll be able to include all of this in the game. I don't see you having car customization. Mantis will...
With Uncharted 4, when that first trailer came out of Nathan Drake with his face in the water, I was like, is this a CG cutscene or is this actually in-engine they're saying and whatnot? And then there was like clipping of the water in his like fingers and stuff like that. And I was like, this is real. And little things like that you need to pick up. And I looked at this and I was like, there's an animation where he knocks someone to the ground and then it moves to an animation where he stabs him and it's not 100% like mocap.
I know the same thing.
And that means it's real. And I was like, ooh.
Yeah, there's a scene in the village where like you're walking past like a pixel or something and someone moves and then the NPC turns and...
It's like I'm coming up to an object, let me move this way type thing. And I was like, this is all real. Now,
the question is how much we get.
Yeah, will we get all of that? Or will they eventually cut content to make it fit on the PS4 and the Xbox One, which is 7 years old, 8-year-old technology now? God knows what's going to happen.
It looks great.
I just hope it is everything.
I think we've spoken about this and gone off too many tangents with it. But seriously, if you haven't seen that trailer, you should really check it out just to at least see what people will lie to you about making, even if they don't make it.
Yes.
Right? Because that's the kind of game I would like to see actually made. Maybe it's not from these guys, but in 5 years' time, someone actually makes it.
Yeah.
But that's the game we want. Talking of games that we want and have found out about, Elden Ring released like an 8-second trailer.
Just before we go from that, do you mind if I read some of the comments out for the people that were...
That's right. We have a Discord.
We have a Discord server. We have all this stuff.
Dickheads' opinions on stuff. Yeah.
So we asked for their opinions on thing, and then you can do that same segue.
Yeah, we'll cut out. No, it's fine.
That. Anyway, I asked the guys in our Discord server to write in with their feelings on this trailer, and they can see it. Diogo with his essays right here.
Another freaking Diogo.
Yeah, he's pretty bad right here. I'm going to start off with Sean. So he was the first guy that sent in this trailer. He goes, Crimson Desert is supposed to come out this year, but I definitely think it will be delayed because also COVID's happening and stuff like that. It's been delaying a lot of people. I also did do a little bit of research, and it says this game will have a single player and a multiplayer. And he goes... The worrying thing is that the game is coming to PS4 and Xbox One, and we all know what happens when RPGs release on old gens and current gens. Cyberpunk. Awkward right there. This company made an MMO called Black Desert, which people seem to like. The developers said that Crimson Desert will not be a prequel or a sequel to the game. It's its own thing, which sounds really cool. Okay. How do you feel about the multiplayer aspect of it?
As a person, so it depends what the game actually is because we don't really know. If it's like an MMORPG, I'm all about PvP. I love PvP. I did the High Warlord grind in World of Warcraft. I don't know what that means. There was a Warhammer game, Warhammer Online, which I did just about only PvP. Me and my mate Max were just savage in that. Seriously, like, there's been a few times, it turns out, just to talk about MMORPG, PvP, it's a mouthful, like, me and him together end up being spoken about across Europe. It's happened multiple times in multiple games. Yeah.
Shit, that's impressive.
We're an insane duo. Insane.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it goes across forums and stuff. People are like, how the frick are these guys? Like, someone will make a character meet up.
The inverted gamer. Who is this guy?
Yeah, they'll like inspect to say like, I think there's theories going that we always run like fake gear when we're not playing, when we're not PvPing, so that anyone that comes to inspect us sees crappy gear. We just had crappy gear and we're really good. But so, if it's an MMORPG, I'm all about PvP. I love PvP. It's just my thing. Otherwise, like, I don't know if it didn't look like it from what we saw.
Yeah, I didn't see from that what possible
Battles,
multiplayer
man.
aspect, that would be awesome. I didn't see what possible aspect of that could be multiplayer. Nothing struck me. But if they've got an idea, they've got an idea. And I'm open to see what it is. I'm more of a single player guy, so it's possible that we get the game. Single player is amazing. I didn't even look at the multiplayer.
This is the thing as well. It depends on what the thing you're into is. So like Ghost of Tsushima, for example, which I don't know if you know, but I actually quite enjoy that game.
You've not mentioned it before.
I don't like to talk about it too often. But guys like me, because as I mentioned, I'm into the PvP, I see that and go, cool, they're bringing out the online mode. I want duels. I want to duel another person because I like beefing somebody else, another human being. I want to hear, once I kill that guy, that Swedish kid saying like, oh, mother fricker, but in Swedish, right? For 5 seconds. So my mind goes to, how can I turn this into beefing somebody else out, right? Your mind goes to, how can I enjoy the story, even more? So PvP, like The Last of Us had PvP. I never played it. It just wasn't the game for me
touch
for
it
that.
at all.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I just want good games. I don't care what they are. Just be good.
Yeah.
Shall I read? I'll read T and Jax.
Go ahead.
Tyr says, I'm not interested in Crimson Desert or Pokemon, but State of Play was pretty good for me since it kept my expectations low.
I love how he was like, this great trailer. Nah, not really interesting.
Yeah.
Pokemon, fantastic. Loved by everyone. Nah,
Don't
not
care.
really interesting. The State of Play, it wasn't too... You know what? That really got me going. The one that nobody talked about the day after.
Expectations low.
T, come on, man.
T is such a roller coaster comment guy, isn't he? Like, he's always great in the live chats.
Why
and
are you
then this is like, no, it's nothing good. It's fine. Yeah, it's great, but
yo with my emotions.
Right. And then Jack said, I'm skeptical. Rewind. I'm skeptical of Crimson Desert because it just feels like it emerged from nothing and looks unbelievably ambitious and large for a company I personally haven't heard of. It does seem... But if this does work out, then it will go very, very far in hyping me up for these bigger devs. For what these bigger devs can produce in the PS5. Reading is hard.
Especially on camera. It adds a level of pressure that you don't know.
Yeah, I agree. Like I think we said, we've never heard anything about these guys.
Just out of nowhere, these big guys are... And what he says as well is a good takeaway from this as well, is that if a company of this size can do something with the PS5, if it comes out for PS5, because it's only just spoken about right now, it's only confirmed for PS4 and stuff like that, it will be amazing what these bigger devs, like Naughty Dog, for example, can do on the PS5. I can't wait for the first PS5 title from Naughty Dog. That's going to blow me away.
Yeah. It might actually blow you.
It might. I mean, we blow into the controller. Who says they can't reverse that?
Right.
Jesus. Josh says, Crimson Desert seems promising, but I'm not too sure. The world and magic aspects seems really fun and interesting, but the characters just seem a bit boring to me. We didn't get to see too much, but I didn't get the boring vibe from it.
I didn't get the boring vibe. I definitely got the I don't know anything about these guys vibe.
Yeah.
But I didn't get boring yet.
That's the thing. When I saw it, I was very much like, this seems like a Witcher trailer to me. Like, there's just excerpts of like, and what's it like?
There's like a king saying stuff to
like his prince or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, it seemed really interesting. You're pointing to me. I think they're gonna overcomplicate the combat. It did seem a bit complicated.
It did seem very too flashy almost.
And in the end, making the game less fun because of it. As much as I like the look of the world, it seems very empty, with 90% of the map being open fields with occasional hills. So Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So in my opinion, the game could be great or it could be terrible. I mean, it's either one of those.
Yeah, it's going to be either good or bad, I think.
Josh, just nailing it.
I think because potentially it's got the third dimension of Dragonflight at some point in it, that the map maybe needs to stretch out a bit. Like Tsushima is enormous when you're one guy on a horse.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But if you're a dragon lord,
if you could fly over everything.
Right.
I'm at the other end like that.
Yeah, it's a 1 hour flight from here to mainland Japan or wherever, right? So it's suddenly not quite as big as it at first appeared.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's the case. We did seem to get quite a few built up areas in it though, and a very like cultural styles. I want to say it looked like we saw an elf town and a human town and a dwarf thing. Like it, I don't know. I'm excited to see more, but I'm not going to Elden Ring. By the way, why do we know more about this game than Elden Ring? Juice's Spicy Sauce. Juice says, I think Crimson Desert looks good, but it's too early to say. Since it looks like it's not a AAA massive company, I suspect they may cut corners in somewhere like facial animations or performance, which can really hurt a game like this, like Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Kingdom Come Deliverance did suffer in those areas, which is a bit of a tough one. I hope it doesn't. I hope it sticks to this track.
Yeah.
However, that's asking for a lot. They seem to be aiming for the skies, and I think they might reach the rooftops. That's about
and
as far
there'll
as
be dragons in them skies. So
it's a dicey place to be. But yes, thank you everybody for writing in. That's really cool. Was there anything you wanted to talk about?
Talking of games like this that we're starting to get more of, Elden Ring
doesn't exist.
Recently actually dropped like a 7 or 8 second trailer. Not many people know about this, and I haven't mentioned it before today.
Well, first of all, the game doesn't exist. The game doesn't exist. Everyone that's saying they've seen a trailer or they've played the game like Phil Spencer, it doesn't exist.
Yeah,
we've said that before.
There's no way Phil Spencer's played it.
No.
First of all, Phil Spencer doesn't play games. Like, come on.
He just puts things in the backgrounds of his video. That's what he does.
I would actually be really refreshed if one of the guys comes. So, what do you think about the game? And there's like, do you know what? Honestly, I don't play video games. I just I'm
a businessman.
I do business and I make management, and it's good business to make great games.
Yes.
And I don't know anything about it, but my son tells me it's freaking awesome. And like, he loves it. I can't get him away.
And he's always flossing. He's always flossing.
He's doing the floss. Like, I'll be honest, he's supposed to be doing his homework, but I'm going to make millions on this game. I think that's good. So all I can tell is my 14-year-old loves it. Fine.
It would be refreshing.
Right.
But yeah, this game doesn't exist, so I don't know what anyone's talking about. But also, it wasn't that they dropped a 6-second trailer.
Yeah, leaked, right?
These trailers got leaked. Apparently, it was somebody with, by the way, we need to find out who these leakers are and give them a decent mobile phone.
Oh my God, I'm so glad you said that.
I don't understand how it can be 2021. My phone has a 4K camera in it. 4K 60 frames per second. And I could just be like...
It's actually...
And then even if I blow it up, I'm still getting a 1080p image. This guy seems to have been like, what potato is lying around? Oh, that one. I'll just use that to record the bloody video. Why is it in 2021 these leakers haven't got a better phone? Anyway, we got leaked trailers, leaked parts of a trailer over the next couple of days. There is one that's even 66 seconds long. Ooh,
I didn't see that.
But it's you can barely see what the frick you're seeing on it. But yeah, Elden Ring has leaked trailers out there.
Yes. I was going to say it looks okay. It looks like garbage because we can't see anything. The resolution is so bad. It's to the point, by the way, that you'll comment on your phones. It's an inconvenience issue, which is why we're not using your phone for the extra angle. Mm-hmm. You know, phones, even something within the last sort of 10 years, do 1080p no problem. You know,
what are they using?
It is frustrating to say the least.
I will say the 66-second trailer one that you said you haven't seen yet. It only came out like 2 days ago and whatnot. I'll see if I can get the link for you. People are saying it's beautiful. I saw a cursory bit of it. This one's angle is actually pretty good. So I'm going to send that to you now. We can maybe take a little sneak peek at it right here.
Well, why don't you give people your views and I'll watch it in full screen.
There you go. So it's still potato quality. Yeah. It's got confidential written all over the screen and whatnot because it's like something that's not meant to be shown. But it basically looks like an open world, Bloodborne, Dark Souls type game.
That explains why George was coming his pants.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I really like the look of it. It does look like it'll be good. Again, the quality's awful, so you can barely tell what's going on. But it looks decent, and I'm excited for it. Mm-hmm. There was one bit of news that came out, and I don't know how this rumor started, but apparently DualShock has reported that Elden Ring, the new trailer, will likely be shown on March 23rd at Microsoft's possible event.
So it's a Microsoft exclusive then?
It's not a Microsoft exclusive.
Oh, that's interesting.
Which is really strange because I swear to God I thought it was. The way it was being marketed, it was like as if it was a Microsoft exclusive.
Also, why wouldn't you if Microsoft did?
Before we go on from that, as that came out and everyone was like, oh, Microsoft have got this in the bag, it's going to be a timed exclusive maybe, or whatever, it's going to be something like that. This is a Microsoft title. Aaron Greenberg, which is like one of the managers over at Microsoft, comes out just to set expectations correctly. This is not happening. This is not something, this is a false rumor. There are things that we have in the works, but nothing is coming soon that will feature this game. No announcements, no premieres like this. don't get excited for that.
Right.
I appreciate the honesty there.
I think it's a lie. Because, and the reason I say that is the very last frame in this is I can't exactly read what it says. Let me blow that up, see if I can maybe get it, because that'll help. It says something to do with, in little frames, and then Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and Sekiro.
Right.
So, but this is trailer premiering.
Essentially, this is a trailer, yeah.
Yeah. So they're going to show something soon.
I think they'll show something soon, but why do you think that it was a lie that it's not going to be at the Microsoft event?
Well, why wouldn't you? That's the most eyes they're ever going to get. Everybody seems to believe it's Microsoft.
So why would he
exclusive,
say no then? Why would he say it's a lie?
So it can be a surprise.
I don't think you can put the cat back in the bag. I don't think it works like that.
Let's find out.
If it is, that's dumb. I will say right now, Aaron, you're dumb. You're an idiot.
Because suits.
It's true.
Let's just say this. Hopefully, he's being honest. If we see that at the Microsoft event,
which isn't even confirmed, by the way,
which isn't even confirmed, then suits. And we can all say Sheps was right. Sheps is the best takes. I'm known for my good takes. And the one thing we can all agree on, suits are not the best of people.
They're not.
And that's
really
the sort of thing a suit would think would work.
It's like, let's tell them it's not, and then actually bring it. There you go.
The weird thing about that Elden Ring trailer, the Crimson Desert looks better. From what we've seen.
I think it's a taste thing. So because this is being made by...
Yes.
Who are the guys that made...
Yeah, them.
From Software.
Yeah.
From Software. People hear that name and they think, oh my God, it's going to be another Bloodborne. It's going to be Sekiro. It's going to be Demon Souls. These are the guys that make Dark Souls.
From the creators of Dark Souls, but that's what it says.
Exactly. Yeah. So when people see those names, they think, I know what I'm going to get from this. Yeah. And that's a very hardcore community. I'm part of that as well. I really like that sort of stuff.
I hope they get rid of that glitch, though.
The glitch, where for some reason it keeps showing a death animation for me.
It's weird.
Maybe it's something to do with my console. I don't know what that is, but whenever I play it, I seem to get this death animation, which totally isn't my thing. I'm actually excited for it now that we've seen potato quality footage of something real.
Even that was super potatoey.
Exactly. It means that there is something to show.
Yeah.
And hopefully, and like you said, it does seem like it's coming soon. There's going to be a trailer or something.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see more of that. Because up until now, it's all just been Elden Ring.
It's coming.
It's coming, boys.
Hey guys, George R. R. Martin is involved.
Yep. Miyazaki.
There are names. The people involved in this project have names.
We have names. Good work, guys. And then Phil Spencer. I played lots of it. It's like, no, you haven't. This game doesn't exist yet. No.
I want to see him pick up a controller. I just want to judge the man based on the way he picks it up and holds it.
He holds it upside down. Oh shit! Oh, sorry, my bad. It's inverted. Sorry, my bad.
Well, also, I suspect he'll hold it like with his thumbs to the outside. He'll hold it like that.
Do you want to hear something funny? I guarantee you, nobody in our community ever.
He'll hold it like that. He'll be like, yeah, it's not like this. He'll hold it like that.
Do you want to hear something funny?
Yes.
I guarantee you no gamer in the world has ever known this, right? But apparently the button on the Xbox controller, the Xbox button that lights up and whatnot, apparently that has a name.
Okay.
Like, you know how the PS button is PS button, or like X, circle, or triangle, stuff like that. This has a very specific name. And this shows how much people give a rat's ass about that button.
Right.
It's called the Nexus button. Did you ever hear of that at all?
Just press the Nexus button.
Has anyone ever known that? And has anyone ever used that in a conversation? I heard that randomly the other day. It's like they press the Nexus button. I was like, what the fuck? What the frick is a Nexus button? And apparently that's it. I guarantee you nobody knew that. I guarantee you. Anyway, Elden Ring is a thing that's happening.
Yes.
Apparently, don't put any money on it. But we should be getting the trailer soon because that trailer looked like it was pretty complete there. Quickly before we move on one of our last podcasts, I think it was 2 episodes ago, Brian Ford wrote in regards to the GTA selling 150 million units and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he goes, about the GTA thing, I work at GameStop and I have sold copies of GTA to people and had them say, oh yeah, man, this is my 5th time. I done bought GTA, man. Oh, I traded it in last month, but now I want it again. What crackers are you living near?
I feel like...
And he just says, and yes, the person in this scenario is usually high.
some people are so. It's like financial survival of the fittest, isn't it? This is financial Darwinism. Like, enjoy spending too much money on a game you've already owned 5 times.
Over and over again. Just keep
don't
going.
Get rid of it. If you've bought it back that many times, just don't get rid of it.
And I love how this guy's like, trade it in. I'm going to buy a new copy because I don't want anyone else's germs on the previous one.
Right. Because...
Do you guys sterilize your GTA copies when you resell them again? Because we're in a pandemic, you know that. No, I'm buying a new one. Can't risk it. Can't risk it.
I don't understand these people at all.
I don't get it either.
Also,
anyway, thank you, Brian, for writing in.
Right now, I'm looking at some of your favorite games, and or just games that you found to be iconic. Like, is that Jedi Fallen Order I see down there?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. I wouldn't even say that's particularly iconic or great. It's good. It's good fun. If you haven't played it, you should play it. Hopefully, you don't get any glitches. Mm-hmm. It's not incredible, but it's Star Wars, man. It's space wizards with laser swords, right?
Yeah.
And it looked good. It was great fun. It was good fun. It was fun. It was a game. But like,
it's one of the things that you're like, all right, I have to be fair. I have to bring it down a peg, bring it even further. Okay, it's not even.
The cameo at the end is pretty great. But like, I'm looking at these games that you love and liked enough that not only are you never going to get rid of them, but you actually, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 titles that you bought again just for the extra outie, the sleeve.
The sleeve on it.
Spider-Man, God of War, Horizon, Uncharted 4, The Last of Us, you know?
And 4 out of those 5 ones are still in the plastic case.
They are, I see that. That's pretty cool. But like, look, there are some games that you freaking love. Just don't get rid of them.
Yeah.
Who gets rid of games that they love?
Do you know what? And I've also changed as well. Like I maybe it's because I've grown up, I've got a bit more disposable income and stuff like that. And when I was younger, I was just like, I would trade in a game so I could buy another game, etc.
It was something you had to do.
Yeah, I don't trade in games anymore because the value of them isn't that much. And I'm fortunate enough that I can buy the next game without needing to trade in. I totally understand people that do, but that's the situation I'm in. So now I've just got games, I just keep them. I don't understand why you would trade it in and then buy it again later, because that contradicts. Like, if you financially can't afford the next one, I understand, trade it in, but then you go and buy it again. That contradicts the thing that you're saying. I
only get rid of games that I know that I hate.
Yeah.
And I'm never going to play them. I'm never going to finish them.
Like Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy.
Exactly.
Persona. These
I
terrible
have
games.
2 physical copies of Final Fantasy 9. And the digital on both my PS4 and 5.
That is just awful.
So
let's move on to our next topic, if that's okay. Nintendo.
Games that you're not going to get rid of. I actually, I mentioned I have my Game Boy. It's got Pokemon Blue in it.
There we go. So the next topic, Nintendo. Pokemon, a couple of Pokemon games were announced at the Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
I was at work, so I couldn't see all of this, but then I went back onto Twitter after not going on there, and it was just lit up with Pokemon. Everyone was excited. Let's talk first of all about the first one, which is the Pokemon Open World. Pokemon Legends Arceus. I was just going to say, I've forgotten how to say the name. Pokemon Legends Arceus. A familiar region, a new story, the trailer is called. Does this look amazing or what?
Yeah. I'm going to have to bite the bullet and actually buy a Switch soon.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm watching the trailer again. I love the that ink style, like Ghost of Tsushima, when you get the legends.
Everything is Ghost of Tsushima.
Well, it's old Japan is the point, right?
Yeah.
But it's got very much that vibe. It's freaking brilliant. It looks good fun. Open world Pokemon, man, does that... It just sounds good.
Yeah.
Just sounds good. It looks good as well.
I was going to say that what this basically looked to me when I watched it was basically Breath of the Wild, but Pokemon version.
Absolutely, that's it.
It's so open world. Don't get me wrong. I wish the rumors of the more powerful Switch were true and it came out today.
A Switch Pro, yeah.
So then we could have that running on that because just a little bit more power and then maybe we can get just a little bit more definition, maybe just a little bit more out of it. But this is basically what we dreamed about when we thought about an open world Pokemon game.
Absolutely.
You walk out into the wild, you see Pokemon just running around everywhere. You can just throw a Pokeball at them if you want to. You can pull out your Pokemon and get them to attack it. You can go up a mountain. You can go in some grass. You can do all kinds of stuff. It is exactly the way that we dreamed it would be.
Yeah. And real life dogfighting.
God. I didn't dream it that way, but it is that. It is that. Oh, God.
I mean, look, it ticks all the boxes for me. You got ancient Japan, you got Pokemon. I'm in, right? Yeah. I get what you're saying about the graphics, about hopefully there would be a better, like a Switch Pro, because it does definitely get a bit granulated, pixely. I think they're obviously using the art style to compensate for power.
Yeah.
The Switch just doesn't have the power, which is fine.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time for Pokemon to come crossplay.
Well, do you know what they've actually done? There's rumors at the moment. I'll pull up the little link that I saved. So there is a Bloomberg article saying that apparently Switch plans to introduce a new model with a bigger Samsung OLED screen, which it will still be 720p when it's portable, but when it's docked, it will be able to achieve 4K graphics. So I presume then it's going to have a beefier GPU inside it. So maybe when you dock it and plug it to a TV, it might look even better. It might look like that behind you. No, it won't. It won't look like that. It won't. It's too much,
that would look sick if we could get. Mate, 2030. That's how I'm playing Pokemon.
Yeah, that's like Kenna Bridge of Spirits level. Kana. Sorry, my apologies.
I freaking hate you, James.
But yeah, that's so that's something. It could be cool, you know. They could just be showing the Switch version right now to give the current Switch version to give people realistic expectations of what they get, because it would be unfair to show anything else.
Maybe there'll be supply constraints just as much as the other consoles.
They've that as well, and also Nintendo's famously known for artificial supply constraints to keep their desirability up. So there's that as well. Yeah. But
everybody wants a Switch. You can't find them; they're all sold out.
You can't find them anywhere. But as well as that, they announced also Pokemon Snap, like extra features and stuff like that, which I was super into. But no one else is going to be into that sort of thing. And they did announce a remake of Gen 4, the Diamond and Pearl games. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. And this was the point where my nostalgia took over and I just turned into a little boy again. Because they show in the trailer as well, I'm watching it again here, the 3DS, so the DS, where they're like, and it's just showing all the old styling. And I was like, oh, this was great. And then they just boosted it into like almost Sword and Shield level graphics. I was like, this is just great. This is what you should just do with your old games. We would spend loads of money on it, Nintendo. Just do it for us.
I want this, actually.
It's so good.
I think I want this more than the open world at the minute.
That's the thing. We know what this is, and this is going to be just better looking versions of what we've already played, right? We don't know if the open world thing will work because it's the first time it's ever being done. I presume it will work because it's Nintendo and they never seem to fail.
If it's a Pokemon but Zelda Breath of the Wild, it'll be brilliant. But I know that I want this. I know for sure I want this. This is exactly what I want.
This is going to be so good. And I almost cried that day. I was like, there's too much nostalgia one day.
It looks so freaking good. They showed that the last scene of the old gen was he walks up to the statue, and then they showed the statue and that. The difference is it's a lot.
In my mind, that's what it looked like. Right there.
Coming in late 2021.
So that's the thing. So this one comes late 2021, which is fast approaching. And the open world RPG Legends Arceus is coming 2022. So that's a little bit further away. But damn, those are cool things right there. Are you excited for some more Pokemon?
Pokemon is something that I'm never going to not be keen on. You know, like it's just such a banger. I mean, maybe the one thing I would be most excited for is Ash's 11th birthday.
I mean, if it ever comes. I mean, it's been a while, but we're still hoping.
Yeah, fingers crossed. So if he can get that. Because I think he's done a lot of training. All his other Pokemon have leveled up. He deserves at least one new level, you know?
He deserves something. Fucking Charizard is so old now. He's about to die from old age.
Ash I love he comes back home and his mum's, hey, Ashley. He's like, hey, Mum.
Hey, Mum. You look great as ever. She's about to die.
Aged today. Why haven't you aged today?
Oh, that's funny.
It's not natural, Ash. It's not natural.
Dying. Oh, gone. There you go. So that's Pokemon. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to it as well. Let us know in that comment section if you are.
I would love to see a fan comic that Ash is actually just a vampire.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
That would be interesting right there.
If my art skills were good enough, I would absolutely make that.
He just walks past the mirror, no reflections.
Right.
All along, he was a vampire.
That's how the comic would start. Just montages of Ash in things that you saw in the anime or you saw in the game, like walking through the Hall of Champions to fight Red, and all these mirrors. And as he just walks past, no reflections.
Nothing.
Or also, anytime he's eating a meal with Misty and Brock, hey, do you want this garlic? No, thanks.
No, thanks. No garlic, please. Thank you very much. I just don't want my breath to smell.
Right.
Don't want that. Thank you.
Every morning before he gets up, sunblock. Right.
Factor of 1,000,000.
That's why he didn't like Misty at the beginning, because water washes off sunblock.
Oh my god.
Right. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
But that's very dangerous. Keeping her around, she's constantly like water producing. It's not.
That's true.
It's not very great. Not ideal.
That's true. But also, every month she's walking snack, innit?
True.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I would have gone with it, but you. Oh, it got me. It got me right there. I'll walk and snack. Hey, look, a real man goes down in his woman every day of the month. But yeah, that's the Pokemon games. I'm super excited for those. I cannot wait to see more of that.
That'd be brilliant.
PlayStation did a state of play.
Yes, they did.
It came out. We did a live watch along for it. We got to see a lot of stuff. We had some high hopes. We did some predictions in the last episode that made us look stupid.
Yeah.
And we didn't get anything like God of War.
Nope.
We didn't get anything like Horizon Forbidden West.
Nope.
We didn't get any more PlayStation exclusive updates.
Nope.
We just got a bunch of indie games and a couple of things like Kenna Bridge of Spirits.
We saw Kenna, which is good. Like, Kenna was easily the highlight.
Deathloop, we got to see a new trailer of.
Don't care.
I actually like the trailer, but that was all.
Deathloop gets worse and worse the more we see of it.
Do you know, I have a slightly different thing. Like, it was worse the last time. I thought, I was like, I'm not interested in this.
Yeah. That last one was by far the worst.
And then it got one step up, but it wasn't like it was a I'm now going to buy it type thing. Anyway, Deathloop was there. We saw Solar Ash, which was kind of like almost like a music type game, but it was strange. It was like anchoring. Very weird looking, very stylistic thing nice, like that. But not really our kind of speed. But the main thing is that we didn't get any updates on anything big.
Yes, you would think.
Kind of disappointing.
You would think with Horizon, supposedly 6 to 8 months away.
Yeah.
We'd see something.
You think so?
Why haven't we?
Do you know what this whole state of play stunk like to me? It smelt like it was just a marketing deal.
Yeah.
Like they were like, oh shit, we've got to, what is it, February? Oh my God, what are we going to do? We have this deal with Final Fantasy. We have this deal with Kenna. We have this deal with Solar Ash. We need to show them off a state of play. We promised we would. It was part of our deal. God damn it. Okay, well, let's just set one up and put these 10 games together and do that.
I think you're right.
Because it didn't feel like this didn't need to be a state of play.
No. It absolutely didn't need to be, and it definitely didn't have like the passion and interest. Like even we watched Mark Cerny's deep dive. That was somebody talking about a thing that he was proud of and happy with. And look, a lot of people watched it because they were desperate for gaming news and didn't know what they were getting into. We knew exactly what we were getting into.
Yeah.
And we thought it was a brilliant presentation. It was super interesting and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Even though it was kind of somewhat boring in comparison to like say God of War news, it was boring material. There was passion. They were deeply involved in the stuff they were showing us. Mm-hmm. And this, it was just like, hey, here are these games that we're contractually obliged to show you. You know,
that's what it felt like.
It definitely felt like what you're saying, for sure.
The only interesting thing, really, two interesting things, as you say, Kenna Bridge of Spirits. We got to see a bit more of it, and we kind of understand what kind of game it is now. I might have
accidentally guessed the whole story.
Yeah, exactly. There's like combat and stuff like that. There's these like tree monsters that grow out of other characters. It looks super, super cool.
Yeah.
It looks like a Pixar movie, but in game form, and looks so adorable. I'm going to love this game. I know it already. And the other game was Final Fantasy VII. We got the update for the PS5 that they spoke about and showed about. And they showed a DLC. I'm going to butcher the names because I don't know anything about Final Fantasy. Yuffie?
Yeah.
Yuffie was a DLC. And they announced Final Fantasy Intergrade, which is kind of like... I think that's the next part in the series.
It's FF7 Remake Part 2.
Part 2, yeah.
Yeah. So, in case you didn't know, Square Enix, also the same guys that make Kingdom Hearts.
Right.
Which is why you're going to get Final Fantasy Rewind, Final Fantasy 748 -2 over the square root of pi.
Also, Does Intergrade mean something in the Final Fantasy universe?
No,
Is it a name for something?
Nope.
I was going to say...
I remember, last time I played 7 was like 10 or 15 years ago, but I don't think so.
Because I think there's a Kingdom Hearts thing as well, where they're like fractural memory or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's a name of something or like the big boss name. It's just they've decided to put words together and they're like, that's what we're going to get. Who comes up with the names like that? Final Fantasy II Intergrade. What does Intergrade even mean?
You'd think it's like integrate. Like, okay, they're adding something or make it... I don't know, man. The thing is, and this is why we started this with, I'm not sure if I want to play FF7 Remake.
Yeah.
Even though it came at the right price, which was completely freaking free. The PlayStation really pulling their finger out. But there wasn't a two-parter to Final Fantasy 7. It just came out as... I think it was multi-disc, but it was just a big game.
They've just decided to break the story up for this one. I guess because it's a lot of work, maybe.
I don't know. I mean, it's a much bigger game than the original, obviously, by orders of magnitude. But I don't know, man. I don't know. And I don't know how far they've strayed from the original story and the original events, because one of the reasons that game was so impactful is there were some very shocking revelations and developments that happened.
Well, while that is important as well, especially if you're going to do a remake of something and whatnot, to like stay true to like the source material, no one has complained about it being bad.
People say it's great. So
at least it's good. So even if you play it and you're like, oh, this isn't too close to the original, at least you played a good game.
Yeah,
at least, right? So that's something. I unfortunately, I don't know how this actually happened, guys. You guys can explain this to me. I've been told that I have no choice now. I have to play this game.
What, Final Fantasy 7?
Final Fantasy 7. I played the demo. I liked it a lot. I just didn't play the main game. And everyone's like, Eddie, now you have to play it. Like 4 people contacted me. Like, you have to play it. It's free now. You have to. You've got no choice. You've got no excuse. And I was like, I have to play it. I have to play it. I'm like, what? I don't know why I have to play it, but I have to play it. I guess. So I guess I'm playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, guys.
Final Fantasy has a special place in my heart, as does at least Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I'm not playing the extras. I don't care. Include it in the main games or don't include it, right?
Shep's heard you guys argue at that moment.
I don't care. And I haven't played 3, and I didn't play 3 because there were too many games in between, like 2.5 and 2.1, and like, no, stop. Just make Kingdom Hearts 3, and I got salty over it.
Names.
Right. But I do think you should play Final Fantasy VII Remake. Yeah, because I know you're never playing Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's no way. Even me, who Final Fantasy 9 is one of my favorite games ever, and I went back and played it on stream like last year at some point.
Yeah, you did.
I absolutely love it, but it is not a good game to stream. Like, it's just so old. You know, it's kind of like going back and playing Pac-Man, like original Pac-Man.
Yeah.
But Final Fantasy VII Remake is absolutely updated enough for what?
I was just like, how long to beat Final Fantasy VII Remake? 35 to 40 hours. I'm like,
it's not that bad.
It's not that bad, but if I don't have an invested interest, then it's going to get really old really fast.
I think you would. I think you would get into it. The story is, if it's even close to the original, is pretty good. There's a lot of like juicy tags for you to, not tags, what do you call it, like there's a lot of hooks. Yeah, thank you. There's a lot of hooks to get you in, like, what is going on, why is Cloud avoiding these questions, and like every time he gets called this thing he never quite addresses it. Who's the villain, why are they doing what they're doing, why is he involved, how did he get involved, all this stuff.
This is all gonna rest on Aerith and Tifa, if I'm honest. Yeah. If they hook me, then
they're pretty juicy hooks. Let's be honest.
Pretty juicy hooks.
So the other thing is, like, I wouldn't encourage you to play Persona. I haven't played any of those games, but they're just too big. The big deal is 2 things. One, obviously, I know you need to finish or want to finish Assassin's Creed.
Yes.
At least the Ezio trilogy.
Yeah, the Ezio trilogy.
So you got
1.5 games left.
Yeah, you got to finish Enzo's arc off. I get that. But I hope you'll dig. You have to do. I don't know if I'm going to be there or not, but the Kingdom Hearts stream. Yeah,
so the original plan for that, by the way, guys, the guys that funded that through January and February, was that I was going to make it a one-off stream.
Yeah.
I don't hope nobody got the impression that I was going to be like, right, well, I'm going to pick the longest game and then play it all the way through, guys, drunk.
Right. You're not going to like play one through the whole franchise up to the end. You're playing the first game for that stream.
Yeah.
I do think, because it's a big Patreon goal, it's got to be. It's not going to be like a regular 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, it'd be quite long. Well, I'm still going to be drinking, so if I pass out, then I'm sorry, the stream's over.
Right. Or you just wake up like 17 hours later, like, why are they still? Click.
I guess it's the end stream.
So I'm hoping that when you'll play that and go, okay, there's definitely something here. I don't expect that you'll play the rest of the Kingdom Hearts games, although they are brilliant. But you'll go, yeah, this company knows what they're doing. So Final Fantasy VII should be like the next on the list. And I think, and also it's new enough, and it's a brand new thing to you. Like I think it would.
The PS5 thing got me interested, but then it brought up the question of how the hell am I going to buy this? Do I get the free version because it's free and everyone's now charged me with it because it's free, or do I buy a used copy somewhere just so I can get the PS5 version? That's what I don't know. I think Diogo looked up and it's £22 in game pre-owned.
That's not bad.
It's not too bad.
Pull out the Patreon.
Yeah, I mean, you guys paid
another
for
£22 to the spermometer.
I was just gonna say our spermometer went up by £22, guys. So Adam already bought us fucking Minecraft. Could you imagine adding another game onto it, guys? Actually, do you know what? I really want to play the next Far Cry game. I'm gonna add that onto the list as well. Right. What game do you want to play? Pokemon. We'll add that on there as well.
Also, I need a Switch.
You need a Switch. We're gonna add that on there, guys. No, seriously, you guys are awesome. By the way, I found the camera that we're getting, and should be coming soon.
Yeah, and we have enough lenses that already work with it, so we're actually set up.
Good, right there.
Because if you didn't know, the glass is way more expensive than the actual camera.
Exactly.
Ridiculous.
Kicking it over to our boy Joe Cormack over at patreon.com/conversations, where he wrote in to get his comment read out first, just like you guys can. And he said, State of Play wasn't really a surprise. Although the fact that Kenna, and I didn't know this, is only $31.99.
Yeah, didn't you know that?
I didn't know. I thought it was going to be a fully priced thing.
So because it comes out for PS4. So like another example. You know, I was talking about Ratchet & Clank, and I'm concerned about it. That's 70 quid. Mass Effect Legendary Edition's £54.
Yeah.
But it's 3 games, which is why it's more than Kenna.
Works out, yeah.
But it's for PS4, so it's previous price.
There we go. And Kenna is apparently only $31.99, which is pretty cool. And I'm sure the majority of the Final Fantasy VII Remake fans are buzzing about that final announcement.
Yeah.
Do you know what was really funny and very Square Enix about this, about the announcement of the PS5 version? Right. The way that they announced it, like normal person would be like, and there's going to be a PS5 upgrade, which will also include like visual quality bump there. Maybe you'll get some cross-save stuff like that. Yeah. This will happen and you might get this new feature. Enjoy, guys. Look forward to that. Photo mode. These guys were like, quality of life. It's like, what does that mean? Like visual quality. I still don't know what that means. Photo mode, and I'm like, okay, that at least is in English. I understand what that means. And I was like, are we excited for that?
You have to remember, so it's a different
Square
audience.
Enix are just weird.
It's a different audience. For example, Death Stranding.
Yeah.
Right. They come out and they're like, it's going to be the best Stranding game. It's a whole new generation. Like it's all different.
I get it.
Right. But the Death Stranding hardcore fan base, they need to hear things in a very different way. They need to hear things like they're the same guys that need to hear about PT. Yeah. Right? And it's presented in a certain way.
Is it because of the naming? Like their whole audience is used to the naming of Kingdom Hearts, just random words. So they can just say random words and they'll be like, yes! Jazz is sitting there and it seems like, yes, I've got it.
Pretty much. It's Kingdom Hearts announcements, right? It's the same group. Square Enix has an audience that I'm also part of. Yeah. And we expect Square Enix to present things or that like ecosphere of games to be presented in a kind of way. Same with like, I don't know, Halo. Right? Halo's got to come out and show certain things in a certain kind of way. Yeah. Fable has to show things in a certain kind of way. And even though they're both Xbox exclusives, they're not from the same house. They're not Respawn show you things in a very certain way, and if you're a Respawn fanboy,
you'll get it.
You only want to see it. You only want it presented that way. You don't want them coming out saying, "Hey, we're doing quality of life." You're like, I don't care about.
I don't understand what that means.
Make sure there's no lag. Make sure there's no lag, and the power slides go even longer. Sick, 10% extra power slide. Yeah,
guys, we've increased the power slides in Apex. What?
Right.
Kicking over to our boy Diogo, over in the Discord server, which you guys can write in by clicking that link in the description. He goes, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. Oh, Yuffie DLC. Oh, he's coming. Every time I say he's coming right there. The PS5 update. Oh, I was so happy during that reveal. Hearing Yuffie's theme, but updated. Seeing her in a new engine. The surprise that we'd get DLC. It was rumored to be revealed last week in the Final Fantasy VII Remake concert. There was a concert. Didn't even know about that.
Different audience, Matt.
It's different audience. It's for the weebs out there. That's what it is. And that didn't happen, so I lost hope. I'm gonna put. Oh, sorry. So I'm gonna not read the Ratchet and Clank one. Actually, let's read it because we're talking about state of play. Yeah, I'm gonna put Ratchet and Clank on hold since the DLC comes out one day before. Wow, he's prioritizing that over a next gen exclusive. State of play overall, I liked it. Nothing major. Some new looks at some games I was already looking forward to, and
Sifu
that was an interesting one. Sifu, yes.
I don't know anything about it. Well, so being a kung fu movie fan, all I know is that Sifu, I think it's actually Shifu in Chinese, means master. Okay. It's like, you know how you got sensei? It's like the Chinese for that.
Right.
I have no idea what's going on. Like, the more fights you win, the older you get.
Yeah. Didn't get that.
And look, graphically, it's not blowing anyone away. It's not like Final Fantasy. It's funny coming off the back of something like Kenna to come, I wouldn't say take a step down, but take a very different stylistic decision. Let's say that. Would never have been interested in it unless I happened to be watching and saw it. But I kind of want to know more.
There was something to it. Did you ever see the trailer for John Wick Hex?
No.
So John Wick Hex, it was a very strange game because the way they said it was like, you're going to play as John Wick. And I was like, interested.
We already have the Hitman games.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I was like, how are you going to do like
Keanu Reeves?
gun fu, they call it. He calls it, right? I goes, how are you going to do that? And the way that it worked was essentially you would be in a room and you'd have enemies and you would choose how to attack each enemy. But it was very slow and it was almost like point and click almost.
Oh, and then, this kind of looks like, I just Googled it. It kind of looks like a mobile game almost. It's
almost like that. And essentially you'd go through a room, say you'd like, all right, I'm going to hit this guy in the head. I'm going to go over to this guy. I'm going to smack him with a gun.
So you have to plan out the whole thing and then play it through.
And then you hear afterwards once you've successfully done it. And it does the whole...
Right.
And it looks cool in the end, but there is a method to it. And it's not going to be for everyone. I got that same sort of vibe from Shifu.
Do you know what this reminds me of? Because I'm looking at the John Wick Hex. It reminds me of how brain dances actually ended up in Cyberpunk. We thought they might be like this hidden gem like Gwent, but it didn't end up like that. Shifu. I'm more interested in why he's getting older so quickly.
That's true as well. That's a very important bit. I'm like, what's going on here?
And I hope, because they instantly hooked me in with the whole way fight scene, right? Those scenes just make or break something. Old Boy has an incredible one. Both Old Boys have an incredible one. Daredevil had one. And as soon as I see that, I'm like, I'm fully erect. Let's just show me more of this, right? When we start out that way with like a young Sifu, I'm really excited, dependent entirely upon how the game is actually played. Like if it's not quite button bashing, but like a Tekken style thing or more combat, so down.
That's what I'm worried about because the combat looked so cool and so like fluid and whatnot. I'm worried that it might become button bashy and then it loses its like flair and its like interest for me personally. That's why I thought it was more like the John Wick Hex thing where you plan it out and you do everything and then in the end you just see this massive edit of you doing amazing shit. Anyway, we'll see how that turns out. That was another thing right there. He goes, if you die, you get older, you learn new abilities. But if you die too many times, then you have to restart the whole game again. You see, if we just finished the comment, we might have got some information. But there you go. We should never finish the comment.
Let's never let information interrupt strong, ignorant opinions. Okay.
And he also said at the end, Eddie. So since Eddie reminded me of this. What do you guys think of Final Fantasy VII Remake PS Plus? Can't be upgraded to the PS5 version. We did speak about that. You need to either have the disc or bought the digital version in order to upgrade and transfer saves. I don't think many people are aware of this, so they'll be disappointed when June rolls around. That's going to be the shitty part, that people are totally going to be like, oh, it's free on PS Plus, download. I can't get the PS5 version? Why is that? Oh, I need to buy it? Oh, but I've already got it downloaded now. Now I can't buy it, and then it's going to be a cluster cluck. That's why I think it will be an upgrade path where you can pay $15 and then it goes up.
You need to have to happen. Because there's a good chance that if either of us do play it, we'll end up really enjoying it. It is a great game. At least the original.
I enjoyed the demo, so I would imagine I'd like the game as well.
And I haven't heard complaints about it, so the chances are it's very good. Getting it for free and then realizing you can get it again, but like with the full updates and stuff, but for like $15. Yeah, absolutely worth it.
The only issue is that the people that are raving about it are Diogo, are Jess, are you, and you guys.
People's opinions that no one cares about, no one asked for them. Yeah.
Many times people are like, oh,
but at least no Superman fans. He's got an opinion.
Where you stepped over the line there. The line was here, you stepped over it. Too far.
Running jump over the line.
Do you want to read the next comment? Should we go down to Josh, his second part of his comment there?
Yeah. Did we? I feel like we missed Yuma? Just under Diogo's comment.
I think that was for the
Did we get it? Did we read that?
I think we did read it when we was talking about the Crimson Desert.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I just didn't want to. I just remember hearing it. Who am I reading?
Josh, the second part of it.
Where's Josh? Oh, okay, got it, yeah. Josh says, as for the state of play, it was quite underwhelming. I expected there to be something about Horizon Forbidden West at least, but instead they only had a few decent games. The only games that interested me were Kenna and Sifu, and the rest were just meh. Final Fantasy VII Remake, I was supposed to be the big thing, but it was just so boring and too long. Enjoy the podcast. Yeah, well, the podcast is brilliant. So.
I think his podcast's going great, actually. I'm kind of with him as well. As I said, like,
agree as well.
Maybe because we hyped ourselves up a little bit too much. But I don't think we hyped ourselves up with... let's ignore the God of War thing that we said before.
That was totally overhyped.
We was reaching.
Yeah.
But the other stuff, where we said we wanted to see something from Ratchet and Clank, we wanted to see something from Horizon Forbidden West. These are first-party games that are coming out within months, apparently, according to you guys.
According to their timeline.
Exactly. Yeah. And we are not seeing more of them. The last time we got a state of play, as we said, was back in November. So if we use that timeline again, we're going to get the next one in like June or July. That's far too much time. Obviously, these things don't follow a pattern. They just drop whenever the hell they want. But you would think at your event, even if you do have these marketing deals on the side where you have to promote Final Fantasy and you have to promote Kenna and you have to promote Solar Ash, you would also chuck in a Ratchet and Clank. You'd also chuck in a Horizon Forbidden West trailer because it's your show. You have an invested interest in these other titles.
The announcement trailer that was released on PlayStation's official YouTube
for
Horizon Forbidden West was 8 months ago.
Yeah. It's been a while.
And it's supposed to be coming this year. Something doesn't seem quite right for the timeline. Look, in the last sort of like year and a half-ish, things have been different. Like, look, we're coming up to the 1 year anniversary of 2 Weeks to Flatten the Curve.
Yes.
Right? So I understand that things have been difficult and different and challenging for people, but the timelines for this sort of content shouldn't have changed too much, and it seems bizarre to me that we would have this 8 months ago and then nothing in the year that it's supposed to be coming out. I find that to be very unusual, especially when you have the first state of play of the year to not end it with and hey, here's someone that you might remember. It's Aloy. Show us some of the world, you know. So I'm confused.
And what was really dumb as well, I think just before the State of Play, they did the big blowout of PlayStation News where they talked about the PSVR headset, and Jim Ryan did that interview with GQ where they were talking about all the things that he's looking forward to. And he made a point to say, the game that I'm most looking forward to this year is Horizon Forbidden West. Yeah. That's the one that I feel like is going to be the biggest. It's going to make the most impact, the biggest splash in the sea. It made it sound like they were confident.
Yes.
But them not showing the game shows a lack of confidence. And it's so conflicting, I don't know what the hell's going on.
It's very unusual, especially because I'm looking at this, and the thing that I always loved about Horizon is the aesthetic.
Yeah.
And it looks freaking brilliant. It's also a funny time that you said the big splash, because right then she had just dived into water and was looking at these like robo-crocodiles.
See, I did it for you guys.
Like, it looks really intriguing. All they have to do is give some character to Aloy, and I'm so in. Why haven't we heard more?
Very good question. Jim Ryan, everyone over at PlayStation, what's going on? What's going on? We've been starved, actually.
Yeah, we actually have been.
And the problem is that what's the day? We're in March. How many months away is that from June? April, May, June. 3 months.
I can do math. 3. That's what I said. I said 3.
3 months. And that's when we're supposed to be getting the digital E3 stuff. I bet you 21p, precisely. 21p.
Okay, a bit rich for my blood, but right.
Well, you know, it's this big bet.
Yeah.
We won't hear anything. Absolutely anything from PlayStation until then. I mean, they waited over 3 months to get to where we are now from the last State of Play. I think we won't hear anything. And that makes me just worried.
I think you're probably right. It's really concerning to me that we would, assuming Horizon's coming out this year.
Yeah.
They have said they haven't backtracked. They've had all this time to know they're being delayed if they are being delayed.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that we haven't heard anything and that we potentially have to wait until, 2 to 4 months away from its release to have anything else for it is concerning. I do find that to be very unusual, and
we're going to go from 2 games, three PlayStation Studios games releasing in the same year to 1.
Right.
Ratchet and Clank, and then the rest, God of War's going to F off, and Horizon's going to F off.
I mean, we didn't think God of War was coming.
Well, they said it was. That was all it was, actually.
Which is obviously just marketing wank.
But that they did the Omega sign. So
they did. They
did
do that.
Proof.
They showed it. So I mean.
Let me just read Juice's Spicy Sauce's comment out here. He says, as for the State of Play, I don't care about Final Fantasy VII Remake because it kind of looks cringe. I'm not going to lie, there's an element of cheese to Final Fantasy games. I say more Japanese games in general.
There's an element of anime that comes into it. Like the Buster Sword is twice the size and weight of Kyle. Right? It just is, and that's super anime.
Yeah, it's the anime aspect of it, and if you're not an anime fan, then it just looks weird to you.
Right.
That's what it is. And that's the thing. And I don't really care much about Kenna. That's just weird. That's like saying I don't like Monsters Inc. or I don't like The Incredibles. That's just weird. You're weird there. Juice, get out of it.
Look, fine. Kenna is one that we're vibing with because it looks cool and fun and stuff. But look, it's not everybody's thing. If someone's into like Battlefield or something, they're never going to care too much about Kenna.
It's true. It's about like, especially if you're like a FIFA player, never going to look at it.
Right, exactly.
Shifu said it was Shifu. Whichever way, we don't know for sure.
I don't know, man.
They didn't say the name, Sifu looks really good. No, not only does the gameplay and death thing look really good, but some of the advertising and the articles I've seen on it have referenced deep story being about revenge and redemption. Interesting. Mm-hmm. So I think the story might be pretty good too. And I'm hyped for Deathloop, the one person in the world.
Yeah.
What do you know? What actually, I have seen more people hyped about it because it's Arcane Studios who are the people who make Dishonored.
Yeah.
And apparently, people who play Dishonored, not me, haven't played it.
Yeah. Apparently, people that play it love it. Yeah.
They say they're seeing a lot of Dishonored in this trailer.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I don't know because I'm not a Dishonored fan, so maybe you can let us know if you're a fan, Juice. Despite agreeing with the marketing looks pretty shit since they just showed the same thing over and over again. Really, they do. But it does look very Dishonored-esque. There you go. Like Dishonored on steroids. And what was it? And Dishonored is one of my favorite games. There you go. So we called it right there. We don't read your comments before, by the way, so this is all as it comes. Not all the time, anyway. favorite games ever, so I'll definitely play it. And it's made by the people who made Dishonored, so that's a big dub. Apart from Sifu and Deathloop, I didn't really care much about anything else in the state of play.
So Deathloop is one that I started out being really quite interested in the first time we saw anything about it, because it was like, you're in a time loop, one wants to maintain it, one wants to get out of it. It sounded really interesting. The second thing we saw looked awful, just absolutely atrocious.
It just looked like a multiplayer game, and then when you die, you respawn. And I'm like, that's every game.
Right, so this is the thing. I was speaking to
What's
Fishy.
different about this?
I was speaking to Fishy, and he was saying basically the same thing, which was that it looks like they've gone the incredible route of just advertising that they have Respawn. You know, like, like he's not wrong, and I want to see more from it, and there's definitely something there.
Yeah.
But the middle one that we saw, so the last thing we saw, I think it was State of Play, wasn't it?
Last thing was State of Play.
Yeah, that one was not the worst one that we've seen.
It was the James Bond theme.
Yeah, the James Bond thing, it looked okay, but again, it did ultimately look like you get to respawn. Like, it's just, what's the hook? Like, the very first thing we saw of that guy going against the chick, that looks really intriguing, and now it just looks like, hey, we have this game and you respawn, and that you respawn if you die, you go back to the beginning.
Did you know
there's a time loop
that you respawn?
Right. And so it does look like they're just marketing the fact that they have a respawn mechanic like every other game. So I'm not sure about it. I would like to see Deathloop come out and be good, and like we're playing, how did we ever think we had it right? We were so stupid for thinking what we thought.
Yeah.
Because look, good games are good for gaming. Like, we want good games, even if it's something I'm not going to play. But Deathloop looks less and less interesting, and more like they're just trying to tell you they have Respawn.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that Juice is looking forward to it, and I didn't play Dishonored. It wasn't my thing. I really hope that it's great.
Yeah.
Or that these people... What do you mean, you people?
People.
The Dishonored crowd love it. Like, I want people to love the games that are thing, but it smacks to me of kind of maybe like a Wolfenstein, the new one. What was that one called? Sisters of Blood or something stupid.
There was a Young Blood.
Young Blood, was it?
There was a Young Blood and a New Order. I think it was Young Blood. And I think that was the Sisters one that you're talking about. Yeah.
Like, it worries me that we'll get something where, like, it sounds okay, even though this one doesn't, and then when it comes, it's just not the best thing ever. So, look, I want it to be good. It's not my thing. Yeah. It wasn't my thing to begin with, but it's definitely not my thing now that it's just a game of Respawn.
We'll see how that turns out. I guess we'll find out pretty soon. Also, one other thing I just noticed as well, gaming route, this is regards to Horizon Forbidden West and whatnot. I think that it load up. Come on, internet, you're doing great. The title of it basically is Horizon Forbidden West is not getting delayed to 2022. And okay. I'm going to see where they get a quote from. It must be like with Jim Ryan or something like that.
It better be.
So it says here, unfortunately, it's Jason Schreier, where someone said Horizon would be delayed to bet on it. Oh, sorry. Okay, so he said that it's going to be delayed to 2022 as well. Bet on it. That's what Jason Schreier said. And
I don't care what
exactly.
Jason Schreier has to say. What Jason,
maybe already
journalist Schreier has to say.
And then sources said to VGC, I'm guessing someone who works in PlayStation, said Horizon Forbidden West started development soon after the first game's successful thing, and it's not going to get delayed to 2022. So there you go.
Get fricked, Jason.
Fake journalism right there.
I hope so. I really want it to come out this year, and I really hope that it picks up on all the incredible innovations that have been made from Sony exclusives all the way along. And that they learn some lessons from it, and they learn some lessons from God of War and stuff like that, and figure out a way to take the brilliant concepts that they have and tie them into a human story, and also that Aloy is human and not just a freaking supercomputer. And as long as they do that, like, the aesthetic is so good. I just watched the trailer again. The aesthetic is so good.
It is,
and Aloy is so hot. But
you love your redheads.
I'm a big fan of it. I'm just a big fan of beautiful women.
I was going to say, beautiful women. You don't have a type.
I really don't.
You range.
The range is, you got like this porcelain-skinned redhead with a bow and arrow, black astronaut with an afro. I mean, you know, it's like, what can I say? I have a type.
I've pegged Sheps on 45 different scales.
That is going to get clipped.
Yeah.
And taken out of context so atrociously.
I've pegged...
Oh
Oh no! Don't do this to me.
But
Oh god.
look, Forbidden West, it's gonna look amazing.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna buy it because it's gonna look so good. It is gonna look so good. I want to see it and explore more of the world.
I have faith in Guerrilla Games. They'll build upon the first one. They'll make it even better. I hope so too. Let's move on to our next topic.
Yeah.
This is just a short little one to make everybody happy. PlayStation Play at Home. Do you remember that from last year? Does that name ring a bell?
Yeah, it does ring a bell, but I don't remember it.
Play at Home was their initiative because this whole like calamity happened and whatnot. They wanted to help people who were being at home and like just wanted to play video games.
Yeah.
And they gave away the Uncharted collection.
That's right.
For free to everyone to keep forever, no subscription required, nothing like that. You just need to go on there, click, it's yours forever, go mad. And that was really cool. They're doing the same thing this year on its 1 year anniversary.
Okay.
And they're giving away 2016's Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
If you're a PS5 owner, you already do have that with the PS Plus collection, but you do have to have.
I was wondering why I saw that.
But you do have to have the PS Plus account to continue using that, whereas this is yours for free forever, so it's a cool thing. And they don't have to give you anything, they are, which is nice and cool. And also, apparently, they're giving away some Funimation, loser anime stuff, and do they want to make
people... This is really the highlight of the giveaway.
Are they trying to make people suicidal or something like that? They're locked inside with anime?
They will be if the thing they watch is Berserk or something like that. That'll kill your soul.
They just need to watch House of the Dead, or what's the House of the
High School of the Dead.
High School of the Dead. That one. They need to watch that and they're fine. They'll be fine. Go and hug your waifu pillows or your mouse pads with big boobs, whatever it is, all you weebs out there.
I wonder if someone's made like a Monica Dambo uwu.
What's a uwu?
It's like the Ahago faces.
You said that, but I don't know what you mean.
I realised I was like, oh yeah, that will explain it.
That will explain it. I have no idea what he's talking about.
Let's just... Oh no, this is how specific that search was. It looks like there aren't many great matches for your search according to Google.
So Google just spat it back out at you and it's like, nah, mate.
It really did.
Nah.
Yeah.
What is it? I'm not even going to ask.
Just Google Ahago face.
Okay, here we go.
Ahago, I have to spell it. Ahago face.
Go face. Here we go.
Let's see if that comes up. That may be not safe for work, by the way.
Okay, let's guys, you can't see this.
Yeah, there may have to be. Yeah.
Okay, it's safe for work. It's all cartoons at the end of the day. But
I trust me, they get very not safe for work. But I mean, you've seen Belle Delphine and stuff make this face.
I was just gonna say Belle Delphine's just here. Okay, I get what it is now.
If we reach 1 million subscribers, I will wrap my YouTube Lamborghini in Monica Dambo Ahago hentai faces.
You have to also pay her to do it. And then
I have to pay an artist to make the anime Rule 34 Monica Dambo with the afro in the suit.
We could make it happen, guys.
Yeah, but
million subs.
Million subs for my Lambo. You heard it here.
We've got a little bit of a way to go. We're 821. We're a little bit.
Hey man, we've hit the growth curve.
Snowballing now. So that's happening right there. Exciting for people who like Ratchet and Clank, and I'm sorry for the people who like anime. The next topic.
Yeah.
Activision have come out and said that this is so dumb. That Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War and Warzone might not fit on the old PlayStation 4's 500 gigabyte hard drive with the next update.
They have no respect for hard drive space. I'm sorry.
If you have to make that statement, there's a problem with your optimization.
Guys.
You need to take a step back.
Look, I haven't paid attention to the Battle Royale rankings, but I believe Fortnite is still number one. I assume it is. That game's like 40 gigs.
Yeah.
The biggest game of, potentially, arguably one of the biggest games of all time.
Yeah.
40 gigabytes. Guys, Battlefront 2, which is stunning to look at. It's what, I don't get me wrong, it's big. But including the campaign, everything in it's like 103 gigs or something
like that. These guys are ridiculous. I recently tried to install it for obviously our streams and stuff like that. So I got to find out the sizes, and it's like 170 gigabytes just for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
Thought I was stupid saying Cyberpunk was going to be that big.
I did, yeah. And the Warzone is like another 150 gigabytes and whatnot. And what tips it over the edge is the latest update, they're saying. So the latest update is something like 150 gigabytes by itself. The update itself. And in order to get it, you need to download it onto your hard drive. So you need 150 gigabytes of space. Plus, you need the space for it to buffer around so it can copy then to the hard drive again. And that's the problem. 500 gigabytes by itself, no games, nothing, is not enough for Call of Duty.
That's the thing.
Utter madness.
It's insane.
Utter madness.
It's absolutely insane. So look, if you're one of these guys that doesn't like know this, or you're up to next gen or something, to download a patch, you need at least the size of the patch plus tax.
Yes.
For the patch to like come in and move around a bit and do stuff. Minimum, you need at least that free.
Yeah.
And ideally, I think they say that plus 50% is like the dev ideal amount to work with, so you're not like getting in the way of stuff.
It's crazy.
Which means you need a minimum of 150 to 175 gigabytes of free space.
Yeah.
Just to download the patch.
It's crazy.
It's not okay. It's not okay.
And you know what's worse though is that the PS5 still doesn't have expandable storage availability on it, and you can't like download stuff with on it
being an issue.
I have, but I've downloaded a lot of games and I've done the Call of Duty stuff and whatnot. But the thing is that the usable space on the PS5, while the storage is 825 gigabytes, the usable space is like 669 giggity. So it's not that much more than 500 gigabytes. No. So in the next patch, the next patch, we might not be able to fit this on a PS5.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Activision saying that with a straight face? Like, guys, the brand new console you bought, not good enough.
Do you know what I think would be really funny? Because Activision are sort of dickheads to be like, yeah, our game doesn't fit on your console. No. Optimize your game.
Yes.
Optimize your game. Like, what is wrong with you?
That was just freaking insane to me. But there is a ray of hope for PS5 users.
Yeah.
PlayStation announced that they are working on which they should have been doing this in the first place. They're working on the internal storage expansion software update.
Yeah.
Apparently it's coming in the summer, the rumors are saying and whatnot. But the issue is that when you plug in the NVMe card thing, cooling was an issue because apparently those things, when you really get going and open up the taps, those things can get really hot. So they're working on a way to boost the fans to make it so it doesn't be so hot.
Overclock the fans.
Exactly. Which I don't know if that puts us back into the era of the PS4 where suddenly
kind of sounds like it would.
A quiet PS5 now turns into sorry, headphone users.
It's going to do the PS4 taking off the helicopter drill.
So it might happen like that. But they're working on it, which I desperately want. So yeah.
My big thing about the storage is this industry standard, which is like the American way to do price of clothes. Yeah. Which is, it says $10 on the hook. You take it up to the till, and they tell you it's $12.34. You're like, no, it says 10. Include the tax in the price. Same with this stuff. If it has 800 gigabytes. But 150, hypothetically, are taken up by the OS and all this stuff. It doesn't have 800.
No.
I can only use
669.
Wherever, I can only use 420.69 gigabytes, right? That's all I can use. That's what you need to tell me I have.
Yeah.
Right? Or you advertise the 800 and add the additional that you need for the OS and all that stuff. It's not okay to say you've got a terabyte, but you can only use half of it.
But actually,
you're going to use half of it.
That is dumb, isn't it? Why is that? Because no one...
Somehow it's the standard as well. It's the American standard.
We've got stupid fucking like laws and regulations on like classifications for what age rating games are and stuff like that. It's like, oh, if you say the F-bomb 3 times, then it's an 18 game. Or if you see a drop of blood, we put it as a 16. But if you see 2 drops of blood, it's 18. An 18 game. Yeah. Ridiculous things like that nobody gives a crap about. Only a Karen somewhere would care about. But then there's no restriction to like false advertisement for, you've got 825 gigabytes. Yeah, obviously you only have 600.
Yeah, so, you can only use 600. That's how much is in the machine.
That's what you said on the box. Why is that? It doesn't make no sense.
Imagine you bought a car and they're like, it makes 500 horsepower. And you get in it. Well, it does make 500 horsepower, but 450 of it is to run the AC.
Yeah, you really
So the engine makes 500, But you only got 50 to get from A to B.
Yeah, sorry about that.
But the engine does make 500.
Did you not get that?
Right.
Did you not? And they tell you after you've purchased it as well. Warranty's voided now. You got no, and you can't return it outside the cooling off period.
And then 2 years later, when you're disappointed in your car, hi, I don't know if it's a good time, but we're calling about your auto care package, just your extended warranty.
Would you like to pay a bit more?
Do you want some undercoating?
Anyway, that's to do with that, and hopefully we get that soon because I really want that. A couple of little things coming out. Apparently, the much-awaited Death Stranding Extended Edition.
People were clamoring to get that game to be even longer, right? They were saying, extend the run distances, slow down the vehicles.
I'm actually one of the people. I want to play this game again. Anyway, apparently it is real. Not been confirmed, but a lot of rumors going around, and apparently it's very close to being announced. So this thing is coming soon. I hope it's not just an extended edition. I hope it's like fully PS5 updated and stuff like that. That's what I'm hoping.
That would be cool. I think a great thing would be the haptic triggers when you're like running and stuff. I just realized something about myself.
Go on.
Which was that the thing that made me stop playing that game was side content. I got this one particular guy in a bunker and was like, this is so clunky. I can't do main missions, can I? Like, I know we say it and it's kind of true, but I just realized the thing that made me stop was this really clunky side mission. I was like, this isn't good enough.
Yeah.
I can't play the rest of the game. The
side mission's not good enough, therefore I can't play the main game.
I barely touched the main campaign, obviously, because I was only 25 hours in.
Yeah. Well, apparently that's coming, which is really cool. Yeah. As I mentioned before as well, Nintendo plans to release a new model with an OLED screen in it, which is fantastic. A better screen is nice. And apparently when you dock it, it will be also be able to 4K. It'll be able to output 4K, which probably suggests that it's going to have a better graphics GPU in there, so which is really cool right there. No idea about that. We've had rumors for a Pro for a fucking long time. We haven't seen that yet. Nintendo are very good with keeping a lid on a lot of things.
They are. The other thing is that I'm so stupid, but one of the things I want to see tested is compare the Switch to the Switch Pro for playing like The Witcher 3.
Yeah.
Even though it's not like no one bought a Switch to play The Witcher, but I want to see how they look, how they compare.
How did they get Witcher on that goddamn console? That's insane. That's insane right there.
But tell me you don't love the reality where you can play The Witcher in good enough graphics on the train on your way into work.
That's a fucking alluring thing, right? It's like if you tell someone, guys, you can play Witcher anywhere.
Right.
That's good right
Going
there.
to a rooftop barbecue? Well,
yeah, you wanted to talk about something and socialize with people? Excuse me, I'm playing Witcher right here.
Excuse me?
Speaking of Witcher, we did miss one part of Joe Cormack's comment, and I want to read that out because he's one of our patrons. He's a great guy, and also he's a fucking great addition to the community. The guy just brings everybody up and makes everyone happy.
I'm a bit worried he might be one of those FIFA wankers, though. He's really into sports.
FIFA.
I worry he's the guy that gets the new FIFA every year.
Every year.
John, calling you out.
But the kit logo is moved a little bit to the left, right. And the advertiser's different.
Also, like, this guy plays for Juventus now.
Loser. Oh boy, that's funny coming from an anime nerd. Yeah. Anyway,
and also 2 COD fanboys.
It's true, actually. We bought that every year. It's changed a little bit of the gun. Oh, let's play it.
Right.
Call of Duty Ghost was the best. Joe Cormack writes in.
Whoa!
You was taken back by that.
Wow.
Joe Cormack writes into Patreon just like you guys can. And he says, hey guys, great job with the stream on Sunday, which was the Sunday stream. All the stream we did was really good. Yeah. And so delighted for you guys hitting the goal of January and February. You guys helped us out with that, specifically Sab. For the first time as well, she commented in a stream.
I know.
I was like, what?
And then she sent me a huge long essay of a text, which was all about her dissertation.
How did we... Well, you helped, I should say. You helped someone.
Only because I was beefing somebody else out.
Yeah. That was madness to me.
Yeah, it was cool.
How'd that make you feel, by the way, knowing that you actually really improved someone's life?
She's apparently going to translate it from German into English, and I asked her to send it.
Please do. Please do.
For sure.
Anyway, this was about Joe, not about Sab. Get out of here, Sabina. We don't like you here.
Christian, you can stay.
Yeah, Christian, you can stay. It's all about Joe right now, though. Watch the trailer. This was the Crimson Desert one.
Yeah.
A couple of times, and I was kind of confused. It looks stunning, but whenever you're releasing a gameplay and the combat plays like 10 FPS, it did look
yes,
and that's what made me think that maybe they're trying to gear towards next gen and PC, and it didn't quite run.
The combat looks too flashy.
Yeah, it's doing too much, right? There's all these animations where like, these are cool, but is it necessary?
Ghost of Tsushima combat is surprisingly simple.
Yeah, a couple of things.
Simple, yeah.
He goes, 10 FPS, it's a bit of a concern. However, it seems like a world where the fascinating feature is going to be all about its lore and where they take it. I got God of War. So
it's the only thing you think about.
Yeah. Ghost of Tsushima vibes, or it could be Game of Thrones. I think Game of Thrones might be better. Game of Thrones vibes from the interactions. See, this is the problem. Everything needs to be abbreviated. Game of Thrones vibes from the interactions between the human characters. You put in quotation marks.
Yes, I know what you mean. Yeah. I get that.
I got that too. Mixed with the fantastical fantasy elements scattered throughout. I'm definitely interested to see the next trailer that gets released with more polished gameplay and things like that. You should join their Discord server. They've got a lot of interesting stuff there. But they very much seem like a small dev house.
Do you know what you should do?
Go on.
Join the Discord server and then post Elden Ring and say, I love the new trailer, guys.
I love the new trailer, guys. Oh, that'd be so deep. Could you imagine you work on an awesome project and someone comes in with something else and be like, oh, yeah, I guess
I
that's
thought
cool
it was
as
you
well.
guys. I'm so sorry.
Sorry, guys. Anyway, Joe, thanks a lot for writing in there, bro. I do agree with what you said right there. The combat being like that low frame rate was a bit concerning.
It was too flashy. There's too much going on. Yeah. Even in a game where you have like magic and stuff, simplistic combat that feels right is far superior to flashy combat that feels hollow.
Yeah,
I think anyway.
I was gonna give Destiny as an example. Destiny does gunplay really, really well.
Yeah.
But they've built upon that, on top of that rock solid foundation.
Well,
they've added a ton of stuff.
It's Bungie.
So they know how to make a good game. But they're a massive, technically they're an indie dev house. Because but they're like 500, 600 people strong. So the biggest indie dev you ever heard of.
The point is, well, so was CDPR. Or is CDPR.
But we saw what they produce. Shit.
My point is that you happen to pick the one thing that they are absolutely going to get right, which is gunplay is never going to be wrong. You know, with Bungie.
Yeah.
You know? How is Destiny 2? Are you still playing that?
I haven't played it in a while. They have put out an update, but apparently people are kind of upset with the. They had like a vaulting system going on where they were like bringing out old content. They claim to make things more bite-sized and manageable to like update and things like that. But then it got to a point where it was like when they bring it back, it comes back as part of the DLC. And if you don't have the DLC, you can't play the original content because technically it's not original content anymore. It's part, and people are getting really angry about it. They're like, why can't I play the old content because you took it out and put it back in and now it classes as new? Yeah. Anyway,
that's very show game.
Yeah. I don't like it. Although I get a feeling that Bungie didn't mean to do it. But then again, they're all suits at the end of the day. What do they know?
Yeah, I mean, I could understand that it's like an unfortunate way to keep the content fresh. Yeah. And it means that it can't be experienced by the guys that don't have all the new content. Potentially, it could also just be one of the unfortunate realities of trying to run an online, ever-changing, updating. Yeah. Not that it's that much change and update, but an online game that is supposed to evolve over time, sort of like World of Warcraft in that sense, that it's just not going to be doable to bring back. Whenever you bring back old content, to just also bring back the old content, it's got to be only in the new way. Yeah.
Speaking of Destiny, apparently they were at Bungie as well. They're working on an unannounced IP. Don't know what that is yet. Okay. No idea at all. No inclinations. No clues.
I know what it is. That's really awesome. Microsoft were like, we've thrown good money after bad. Just bring Bungie back.
Make Halo good again for us.
Right. Maha.
I would say make Halo good again. Maha. That's the new slogan, everyone.
No, wait. Whichever.
Make Halo.
Maga.
Anyway, and then one other little thing. Apparently Rainbow Six Quarantine are apparently changing their name. Apparently Quarantine brings back PTSD flashbacks for people. Maybe not good to release that. People were saying that it's going to be Parasite, which I think is a cool name.
That is cool.
Yeah, and it's far enough away from the calamity that you don't think about it.
I agree. I think Parasite's a cool name for sure. We were actually asked a while ago, I think it was on the Discord, if we played Rainbow Six. It's just not our game.
I tried to get in on the free week they had or something like that. And the type of people that play that game don't... don't want other people to play. So then they're
gatekeeping.
Yeah, they screw those people over, and I feel sorry for the Rainbow Six devs, because they clearly tried to do it so they can bring more people into the community. Yeah. When I joined in, there's all these ways to block other players and stop them from moving, and they just did that to me every game, and I was like,
yeah.
And I was jumping out of lobbies, jumping into new lobbies, and they're all just doing the same, and I'm like, well, I don't want to play then.
Right.
And it was a bit... I feel really sorry for the devs.
That was kind of my experience of Left 4 Dead, which was that if you didn't know exactly what you were doing, how to deal with every single thing and where to go and what to do, like, you got no one helped. You just got berated, and the second you went down, you were left.
Yeah.
For dead. You were just left for dead.
Left for dead.
And then they complained that you went down because then they were down a person. Well, like, you know...
Cooperative game, supposed to work together.
Those sorts of games are where all the toxic people that went from Xbox Live just beefing out on COD to like those toxic games, which are just toxic communities. The way it seems, I hope that people that play it love it and they know what they're doing and they have a great time. Not the easiest thing to get into.
Yeah. Anyway, and there is only one other thing where they're apparently a Paramount are making a Halo TV show. And I've seen some pictures of it, and it looks quite decent, actually.
There's anything you got?
I got the original announcement. I hope I've got the pictures for it.
They've made some Halo kind of like for YouTube movies.
Yes.
I don't know if you've seen things like Forward Unto Dawn and stuff like that.
I've only heard of it. I haven't seen it.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
They're not bad. They're not bad at all. It has scope to be a really brilliant sci-fi cinematic world.
Yeah.
It's just how it's going to actually be executed.
Yeah.
And we really don't know. You know, it's really up for grabs.
I unfortunately can't find the actual original image, but
if you guys
it looked decent.
If you guys did like Halo and stuff, I forget the other one, but Forward Unto Dawn is on YouTube, or at least it was, and it's about. Oh, I think there's also The Fall of Reach. 2 movies that they're pretty well. One of them, I think the Master Chief actually turns up. Also, that both of those things were books as well. So
okay, they had something to work over there.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's really cool. That's everything that we've got to talk about here today, and we did actually go through all of our comments as we went along, which was quite nice and everything like that. I like it was all packaged. Yeah. Next week, I want to pitch an idea for a conversation, because it's been 4 months since the Cyberpunk came out.
Yes.
And it's been taken off the PlayStation Store, and it hasn't come back.
Yeah.
I want to ask the question, do you think Cyberpunk will ever come back to the PlayStation Store? Because they also they played Sony quite badly there, and they're a little bit salty.
Yeah.
And what is going to happen, how things will unfold. Maybe you guys can join us for that conversation. If you've got any thoughts, you can write that into our Discord server and Patreon, wherever you guys like. I think that'd be quite a conversation.
That's going to make a good conversation, man.
I'm looking
forward to next week.
Yeah. All right, bro. We will leave the guys so they can have at least some of their day.
Yes.
We've been talking for quite a while, like 2 hours and whatnot, something like that. So, maybe they'll get in there. But do you know what's really, really scary? I've set this up correctly, this new recorder.
Yeah.
And can you see right there what time it's saying there?
Yeah, I can, and my pulse is skyrocketing.
Mine's skyrocketed. It says 45 seconds there, which makes it seem like it wasn't recording this whole time, but why would it suddenly start? Basically, when it gets to a certain file size limit, it starts the second one at the next thing, and we've just gone over to that point. It happened one time when I went to edit, and I was like, why is this last file 6 seconds long or something like that? And then I looked to the previous one, it's like, okay. Espiritu Santos.
My pulse is fairly high.
There we go. But anyway, guys, thank you for joining us for another episode of the True Gamer Podcast. Right. You can find all of our awesome stuff over at youtube.com/commonplaces. If you're listening on our podcast services, pull over to the side of the road. Forget the guy in the back of the ambulance. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with your grandma, all that good stuff.
Text probation officer, you know the drill.
And also, if you're a fan of what we do here, we also do some other cool stuff over at the 4 Pillars Network. Click the link in the description to head over there. We do a show called Streamcast, Watching One Division.
That's right.
Last episode's coming up.
I know,
it's going to be something.
As we record this.
Tomorrow as we record it. Yesterday, if you're watching this on YouTube. And also, then we've got Falcon and Winter Soldier to watch after that.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
It's going to be awesome. All right, bro. I'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah,
thank you for being such a great guy and handsome and well endowed and everything like that.
Okay.
It's just part of those things. I don't get to control it. It's just one of them things.
It's all right.
I'm buttering him up. I'll catch you later,
I'll
bro.
catch you next one.
Oh, you did it this time. No.